What if you
Heart
found
of a
out?
lion.
What if you found out
Hey,
you
good
had
evening.
sickle cell?
What if you found out that you had the heart of a lion?
Do lions have big hearts compared to humans? I would assume they do because they're big ass.
I don't know, but everyone's always like, "Oh, the heart of a lion" or whatever, right? So like, you think it'd be bigger, but what if it's smaller?
It's more a metaphor of like strong-willed and loyalty and all that stuff.
One time I bought I had to do this driving class thing that took all weekend because I got a ticket when I was a teenager, and I only had like $5, and I was supposed to eat lunch for 2 days with this $5, right? So I go to this like gas station fucking supermarket place, and they had a loaf of bread and a thing of bologna, and it was less than $5. I was like, booyah, I got lunch for the whole fucking thing. I got as much food as I want. I can just make sandwiches. So I start eating these bologna sandwiches, and like my stomach starts not feeling so great.
Was it elk bologna?
I look at it, and I'm like, what are the ingredients in this bologna? The number one ingredient was beef heart.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, like they just took a bunch of cow hearts and made it into bologna, dude.
Jesus.
You guys have never eaten like
That's
gizzards
awful.
and shit? Like,
I just didn't know, dude. And like, I wouldn't have even looked if I didn't feel like shit from eating it.
yeah, bologna is just all the parts that like basically of the animal that they don't use in prime cuts that they just blend together and force into a tube and slice.
It's not even good enough to be hot dogs.
No, it's really not. I mean,
Some assholes.
I've eaten beef hearts and beef, like I love liver.
Have you ever had barbecue smoked bologna?
Oh yeah.
It's really good. They take like a whole log of bologna and put it in a smoker.
I do
By the
enjoy
way,
a
I
good.
just wanted to say what's up to everybody, Mr. FNH.
I do enjoy
How
a
y'all
good
doing?
fried bologna sandwich, though, on occasion.
Oh yeah.
As
Fried
bad as
bologna
that
is really
for
good.
you.
It's weird because like I'm just not a fan of the taste of bologna. It's just not my thing. But like fried bologna sandwich, I love. Smoked bologna is great. It's just for whatever reason, like just regular old bologna is just never. I mean, I'll eat it if like there's.
Angry, you just
Absolutely
don't
have
like
to.
the taste of organs and assholes mixed together. Right?
Well, the thing about a cold bologna sandwich is it's like eating a cold hot dog. It's
Yeah.
just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
I actually like a nice cold bologna sandwich with like bologna mayo and cheese, like regular like white bread.
I like that
Nah.
bologna that has like olives and weird shit in it.
Ugh.
Oh,
With some plain
yeah.
potato chips with it.
It's like
What the
a loaf or whatever they call it.
Yep. Yeah.
Olive loaf. Fuck that
Olive
shit.
loaf. So it's weird. I don't like that stuff, but like I'll eat liverwurst.
I don't
Have you ever
know
had?
who you
Have
are.
you ever had Brunswagen?
I feel like I have.
Is it one of those meals that they ate on the train on the way to the place?
Well, probably. I mean, it's like
I don't think they got meals on that train.
It's a preserved like liver fucking sausage that's just like a paste, and you like spread it like peanut butter on toast, and then put like tomato and lettuce and like Tabasco or something on it. Is pretty good.
That's pretty much what liverwurst is. I mean, liverwurst is essentially like a paste.
Yeah. Yeah, liver's bad for you and good for you at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird organ meat. It's like it's good for you in small doses, but if you eat too much of it, it's really not good for you.
Colostomy Bag says head cheese is nasty. I feel the convo is going there. I've never had head cheese.
Either of I can think of. Yeah, I don't think I have.
It's just like reconstituted fat mixed with a little bit of like scraps of meat and shit.
Have you ever eaten brain?
I've had brain. I've had lamb
say
brain.
that I have actually. Only chilled monkey brain actually.
Chilled monkey brain.
Chilled monkey brain.
It's a delicacy.
Monkey brains. Indy, the monkey brains.
That the first time you saw that at like 8 or 9 years old, that just
it
blew your
fucking
mind.
freaked me
Such
out.
a good movie.
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh, they're
Dude,
eating
everyone
real
says-
monkeys.
Everyone says that's the worst fucking Indiana Jones movie, right?
Well, not
Well,
anymore. 'cause there's
no. Yeah,
Just the
'cause-
whole series is inspirational for little kids.
yeah, it was
Many
the worst movie
generations.
until Crystal Skull came out, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It makes
fuck
the
that shit. I
second
never watched.
worst
That doesn't
movie.
count.
Crystal
No.
Skull was really bad, but Matt said that he watched it again and he thought it wasn't as bad as it was the first time. But I don't know. He's also the guy who likes fucking Battleship or whatever. So
it's
See, I
been a
don't
lot of
think
years
it's-
since I've watched it, so maybe it's time for me to go back because I saw it twice back, like almost back to back when it first came out. I don't think I've watched it since. So.
I think we should all do a fucking like watch
that makes
through of all
sense.
the indie movies some weekend.
When Daniel
don't-
Craig first became Bond, I was totally against Daniel Craig being Bond. And by the time he left being Bond, I was like, no, Daniel Craig, don't go.
Yeah.
It was time, though. He was old as fuck. Did anybody
Oh,
watch
yeah.
the new Bond?
Oh yeah, I
I
love
he
the
was
new
so
one.
ready.
Watched it.
He looked
Compared-
like totally just like ready as fuck.
compared to fucking Sean Connery, how old was Sean Connery when he stopped being Bond? He was old as fuck too.
He was like 95 years old.
Well, he did that one where he stopped being Bond, and then he
Never
came
say
back,
never again.
and that
Mhm.
was like a
Oh,
mistake.
is that the
This
one
was
where
supposed
he-
to be reminiscent of that.
Is that where he played,
It was the one he wasn't going to do.
Is that where he played a Spanish Japanese guy in that movie about people cutting each other's heads off?
No, he was from Egypt. He just
Oh,
hung
that's what
out
it
in
was.
Spain, right? He's Egyptian.
Austin Powers? Whatever happened to Austin Powers? While we're on the subject.
He had
Fucking
3 movies and then
Mike-
stopped.
Yeah, Mike
I
Myers
know
just like
there was
stopped
many,
doing
many more
videos.
that he could have spoofed.
Well, no, it's
Oh,
because what
shit.
happened is Mike Myers did The Love Guru, and it bombed so bad, like he basically just didn't do movies after that.
That
Ron
makes me so
Schweiger.
sad.
Brunschwager.
Those
It
were
is
such
actually
good
pretty
movies.
fucking good, dude. Like if you've never had Brunschwager, it's in the same fucking aisle as like bologna and all that shit, and it comes in this like little tube that's like this big. When you cut it
Not
open, you
too
cut it
bad.
into slices and put like 4 slices on bread, or kind of like
I have
spread it
heard
out
that.
like peanut butter or whatever. You know, it's not bad.
That is good. I've
Ron
only had that maybe
Schweiger.
once.
And I like mine honestly, lettuce, tomato, and a little bit of Tabasco on the tomatoes. Mm.
I like mine an MLT, a mutton lettuce tomato sandwich where the mutton is nice and lean.
What's that from? I forget.
Princess Bride.
That's right.
I missed
that's
that.
right.
How did we get on the subject of meats? What is there?
We
is
were
there a
talking
reason?
about my high school driving class that I had to take, in which I bought bologna. That was the number one ingredient. Was
Oh,
beef
yep,
heart.
my bad.
Beef heart. You know,
Did you say
you're getting
beef heart or
quality
beef
product
star?
when it's made from heart.
Beef heart. That's what I specifically remember reading. Beef heart, and like I showed other people in the class, and everyone was like I'd given a couple people a sandwich because other people were poor too, you know, and everyone was hungry. And I had like a loaf of bread and a bunch of bologna. I'm like I will be Jesus. I will feed the masses with my.
With your beef heart.
I will help out everyone. And yeah, it was bad. It was bad for everybody who partook in the beef heart.
I can just see Honda being Jesus, feed the people.
I mean, there was a great number of us amassed in the desert that day.
And then
People
he
are, like,
turned
throwing up.
2 into 5 with the magic of a fish or some shit.
With 3 fish, I fed 3,000 people.
Yeah. The
I bet
magic
you could
of
do
a
that
fish.
if you had enough rice and other shit, you know?
If you took your fish and turned it into a sauce to put on rice, maybe.
What if Jesus was just like a really good cook? And that's where that story came from.
He was just like the Gordon Ramsay of the old world.
What was that shit Gordon Ramsay does? Something with the lamb sauce or lamb
The
steak.
lamb sauce.
Where's the lamb sauce?
I don't know. Ramsey seems like he's a dick, but then you like see him in other videos where he's hanging out with kids and he's like super nice to the kids. You think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just like
Bringing
him
up
being like
kitchens
nice
to
to the
give
kid
people
on
dicks.
camera? Like, do you think his kids are like,
No.
"Whoa, Dad's a great guy"?
Oh yeah, his kids are like they have TikToks and stuff like that, and they talk all the time about how great their dad is, and like they do videos where like they're pranking him and stuff, and he's a good sport about it.
Until the
I
camera's
would love
off,
it if he
starts
just
beating
freaked
him.
out on his kids like he does people on the show.
What's up, dude?
When he put that woman and he put the bread on her, and he's like, "What are you?" And she's like, "I'm
An
a
idiot
stupid sandwich."
What
That
did she
is-
say? I didn't. What's that?
She says
She
I'm a
goes-
stupid sandwich.
No,
It's-
she says it's he holds the bread against like on each side of her face. He's like, "What are you?" And she's like, "I'm an idiot sandwich."
he like makes her say it. It's so demeaning.
I'm an
It's so
idiot
fucking
sandwich.
great. Oh, it's so good.
You got to look up that clip. It's worth it.
I can tell by the look on Honda's face, he just wants to try that to somebody now.
Yeah, no.
Just you can tell Honda like one night he's just got to be pissed off, grab like 2 dinner rolls and like hold it against the customer's
What are
head.
you?
Sometimes I wish I didn't work for tips so that I could just be more real to people, because you just have to take people's shit at work when you're a waiter all the time. Not have to, like, you can't speak your mind, because if you do, then you're not going to get a tip. So you just have to take people's bullshit and like live on their timeline and do all this
Wait a
stuff. That,
minute.
you know what I mean?
Here's-
Like you can't
Here's
just
a
be
generality.
fucking what?
Do the people that you have to bite your tongue to, do they actually tip like 9 out of 10? Or do they typically like really cheapskate the fuck out of you? We're like,
They'll
dude,
cheapskate
I
the
gotta
fuck out of
whiskey
you,
dick
but it's better that
fucker.
you get a cheapskate tip than no tip. You know what I mean?
True.
But if
I
the
mean, it's
tip's
better
like
that-
a
it's better
quarter
that you
and
get
they call
5
you
or 10
boy on
bucks.
the way out.
It's better that you get $5 or $10 than nothing. And the
Oh,
5
for
or 10
sure.
bucks is what you're going to get if you hold your tongue. You should get like 20.
I
But you're
meant
gonna
like
get
if they
5 or
leave you
10.
like $1 or less.
The
Does
only
that ever
place
happen?
you could really, the only place you could get away with that is what's that burger joint? I know they have one in
Dick's.
Vegas.
Dicks.
Dick's, yep.
See, I think Angry, you and I need to like just get a bunch of people and go into a Dave and what's that called? Fuck.
A Richards.
I don't fucking know. I don't know. I completely lost my fucking train of thought though. I blame the weed.
There you go.
Dude, I can't believe I'm 40, man. I was looking at my chin. Look at my chin. Look how white that shit is. That wasn't like that pre-COVID. That just happened. You got the fucking Gandalf beard starting.
Your doings are your own, old man.
I'm still Gandalf the brown. I'm not even Gandalf the gray yet, but I'm working on it.
You're Gandalf the salt and pepper.
Gandalf the song.
Fucking Gandalf the Brandon.
Gandalf, the salt and pepper.
What was that movie where he kept saying fucking salt and pepper quotes for everything? Oh god, he was like, "You're my creep," and then
Fuck.
oh damn it, what is that movie?
Jesus Christ.
Stress makes your facial hair go gray fast. Yeah, it sure does, man. I don't know. Those last like year and a half, 2 years have been pretty fucking stressful on me at times. Like I've dealt with a lot of fucking shit I didn't want to deal with in the last 2 years. That's for fucking sure. I'd like to think I've handled it fairly well, though, considering, you know. Could have handled it a lot worse. That's for could have handled it better too, for that matter.
And I guess it's better that like the stress has caused your hair to gray than like gone missing.
Yeah,
Yes.
like fall out.
Like-
yeah,
Like
Like,
me,
over
like
there.
when I hit like 25 and I started actually getting
bald
like a
spot.
stressful job, I just went bald.
How would you say, knowing what you know now, what would you do different
What,
The-
from when I was
in the pandemic, in the beginning of the pandemic?
Been more patient with everybody.
Mhm.
That's basically my own critique of myself and the way that I've handled things in the past 2 years. There's been times where I let the stress get to me and I fucking took it out on. I lashed out rather than like reached out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that isn't a healthy way to treat people around you. And I would like to think I haven't done it constantly or anything like that, but I've certainly done it on occasion. I don't know. Just honest self-assessment. I wish that I could have done better at that. I wish that I would have maybe gone to the gym a little bit earlier than, because I've been going for about a month now, a little bit more. I wish that I had been going the whole time. You know, like as soon as gyms were available to go to anyway, I wish that I had started going back. That would be a change that I would have made too, to be honest.
I get that.
I mean, I don't know. Money wise, I would have sold Dogecoin when it was at 70 cents.
I would have done that. I would have gotten in on Doge a lot earlier. Made a couple more investments. knowing, what I know now, but hindsight's 2020. So
You never fucking know.
exactly.
And that's the thing, dude. You could take $1,000 and turn it into $50,000 if you put it in the right spot at the right time.
Yep.
Or you could take $1,000 and end up with 15. Doesn't necessarily make sense. Get. Sorry about your balls, bro. Says picked up the horse dewormer. Well, that's good. I'm not really worried about fucking COVID anymore, to be honest.
The Ivory Johnson.
Like, honestly, is anyone worried about, like, if someone came up to you and like coughed on you and said, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I have COVID." Like, maybe you'd be a little angry at him for coughing on you, but are you worried that you're gonna die?
Nope.
I'm only worried about the old people like my grandma that could actually kill. Like transferring it from that cough to me to seeing her in 3 weeks, you know what I mean? Whatever that is.
Yeah, and that's fair. And that, if that person, if you have people like that in your life, you have to take extra fucking special precaution around them and do stuff so that you're not the one who fucking does it to them. You know what I mean? That being said, like, as far as yourself goes, are you worried about it?
No, and I might actually thank the person because now I have an excuse not to go into the office for 5 days.
I mean, I didn't get the vaccination, so probably answered your question.
Yeah, and I'm not going to, and I don't care what they say. I mean, they
I
had
will
the
do it for my children. I'll do it for them. That's it.
They had the Supreme Court fucking arguments as to the efficacy of what is it, OSHA being able to implement COVID mandates, and they're saying, well, it's not a COVID vaccine mandate because you can take a test and you can wear a mask. So that's the thing. You can take a test every week, which means you're going to have to wait in line, and how much is that going to cost and all the bullshit that goes along with it, and wear a mask every day that you're at work. Or you could just go along and get the jab and make it all simpler and easier. But then you look at like the numbers of hospitalizations with this new wave of fucking people who are catching Omicron. It's like everybody who's catching it and going to the hospital is triple vaxxed because they're all in that group that needs to be vaccinated because they're old or they're fucking sick or whatever it is. And so, of course, they're the group that ends up going to the hospital the most when they catch it. And when you have a strain that goes right through the fucking, it ignores your fucking vaccine status, because the vaccine apparently doesn't do very much about Omicron. You still catch it. Then a lot of those people are going to the hospital. And it seems like, well, the only people going to the hospital are the ones who are vaccinated. But it's, well, no, I mean, I think that's what it is, dude, honestly.
I think that this is all some of the fucking conspiracy by the aliens and the government to wipe us all out so they can just colonize the earth with their animal-human hybrids.
What I'm seeing is people at work are finally getting sick with this newer variant, or some of the variants out there, where the thing fucking spreading to more rural communities. That's what I'm noticing, like huge outages of people. I think at one time we had something like 17 employees out with COVID. And like I said, there was a scare where I had COVID contact, and I had to fucking call out and get tested. That was the first time I'd been tested.
Dude, it was a couple weeks ago. Like 2 weeks ago at work, we were 1/3 or like 1/2 staff because everybody called out for COVID. Like half the fucking people who were supposed to work. And we were like 3 times as busy as we normally are for some reason. So it was like half the people, triple the work. You do the math, dude. It was fucking insane. Like, that's why I have these fucking... That's part of the reason why this shit's here on my fucking face, dude. We got a super chat from Gun Library Garrett says, the roommate has the weak sauce kofefi, so we're all hanging out to get it. That's hilarious. It's like a fucking... what do you call it?
Measles party.
Yeah, chickenpox party.
We, like 2 weeks ago over Christmas, and like my office is... So we have about 45 people that work for us or something like that right now, but only about maybe 10 of them actually work in our office. The rest of them all work remote. But over Christmas, like a good third to maybe a little bit more than that of our entire staff, just because, traveling out and about, doing Christmas shopping and whatnot. And some of them are vax, some of them aren't. They all caught it. And like a bunch of them, just were like, oh yeah, I guess, I was a little sick for like a week, but like no big deal. Like, thankfully my organization doesn't, they're not too big of a stickler on anything, but
there's this bartender at my work who's like, California, super leftist, like everything's going so great, blah blah blah. Every word that every sentence she says ends in a question, like that kind of person.
Kind of like it goes up at the end.
That's how you know the sentence is over, because it ends with an inflection.
Because
Anyway.
you know that it's over.
like
Well, she's like triple fucking vaxxed fucking warrior, And guess who's out with COVID right now?
Yep.
Not me.
No vaccine has ever touched my body.
The funny thing is too, like I've dodged it now 4 times. I don't know how, but I've just like every variant I've dodged, I think.
And I can see us someday, like in the distant future, those of us that didn't get the vaccine will like have like cave people or something as their descendants, and the people like that got the vaccine will be living in spaceships and shit, and like our descendants will be gathered around a fire going, "We no get vaccine."
Yeah.
On a non-COVID related subject.
Yeah.
It's a good place to change the subject. Fuck COVID.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you had a subject.
So did I.
Usually when
No,
you
you're
say
the
on a
host, goddammit. I'm trying to
non-COVID
go
related
with the
subject,
flow.
it's followed by something specific, but it's all good.
Blueberries. What's the deal with those things?
They're berries and they're blue.
So, guys, what's the deal with Mexican food? I mean, it's like fantastic and doesn't cost that much.
Oh, you mean the food created by Kim Jong-un?
What?
Did you hear that story?
No.
So people in North Korea, I guess, are like going crazy about burritos now because in their news it came out that Kim Jong-un created burritos back in 2011.
Yes.
So they're going apeshit over burritos now, and I can only imagine what a North Korean burrito's like.
I just love the fact that Kim
Oh
Jong-un
God, what is a
just-
North Korean burrito like? That is a fucking scary question.
They just found
Man,
those.
can you imagine having such a complete tyrannical rule
Like-
over an entire country to the point that you could invent the burrito one day just by showing them shit?
It's like carne pedo or whatever. Like,
Dude, imagine when VHS comes to North Korea.
Exactly. This is
It's-
porn. You're welcome.
it's like
No, they're on
chili
8-track.
chile con gato.
Oh no, did I just hear? Wait a minute. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. We need something to happen here.
Do you hear a snore?
I'm here, baby.
Okay, never mind.
Bro, it was just a temporary thing. He's fully recharged like a battery now. It was a quick charge.
Dude, you need to talk more so you stay awake.
I will.
Are you
If we
completely
sleep
sat
with our
up right
backs
there?
up against each other, then we won't have to sleep with our heads in the mud.
Duke also will like answer sentences half asleep. Like
Sure will.
Dude, why does Fox News just have like the smokinest hot? Like not this one. She like probably was 20 years ago, but damn, dude, look at her.
what? Like how Fox News typically has the better looking.
So here's the North Korean burrito.
Chicka looks okay.
Where'd they find North Korean Mexicans?
They got some sour cream, a little bit of cheese. They got a fucking Chipotle.
They got Asian Mexicans.
They just have Chipotle, basically.
See, it's not that Kim Jong-un invented the burrito, it's that he invented Chipotle.
Why do we just watch that same fucking scene
It just
5 times in a
repeats.
row?
Yeah, it just repeats the sour cream.
Actually, sadly, that's
Because they
how
made
their day
one
goes every
burrito
day.
and they're just playing it 17 times because they don't have enough fucking burritos
Yeah,
material.
that's
to, like,
exactly it.
make
They only have
multiple
one pack of
burritos.
tortillas for the entire country.
Well, they did use the whole fucking nation's sour cream on one burrito.
Did you hear about when they brought in a journalist to North Korea to show everybody what a successful country it was? And they like cleaned up 3 towns and made them look okay. And then had a group of people that they fed pretty well for a little while. And then they had them go to the first town. And then the journalist came through and like saw the happy people and like took a tour around and saw some things. And then everybody went from the first town to the second town, and then the journalists arrive, and they're like, well, these people look familiar. Whatever. Oh, it's a new town. And then they did the same thing with the third town. So everywhere they went, everyone was well-fed and happy. But they only had one town's worth of people.
Yep.
As one does.
I mean, if you want to hide shit, that's the way to do it, I guess.
Oh.
I really don't have
think
anything
it's-
planned for tonight's chat. If you guys have any subjects or whatever that you want to throw at us, that would be
I have
totally
a
cool with
question.
me. Yeah.
So the North Koreans do human wave tactics and shit, right? Like, now do they just have like massive amounts of peasants just living in fields or something hidden, or how do they have empty cities? I'm confused.
No, that's exactly it. Is like most of their people live in like rural communities and shit, like because they need the people to farm what little stuff they have.
Basically,
But I don't
the people who live in the main city are like the ones who were favored by the government. The only place that has electricity, those people usually have food on a regular basis. Everybody else lives in like little fucking huts in the outskirts or whatever, and fucking has to like make do and like give such amount of rice or whatever it is, and like fishing is illegal, but a lot of people do it anyway because it's a good way to get fucking extra food. You can fish in the river. I don't know.
I don't get how you can make fishing illegal.
It's simple. Like if you're caught fishing, you get like shot.
I think most of the time, like they don't. It's like one of the rules they don't really enforce because everyone fucking does it, but you're not supposed to, kind of thing. And if they wanted to come after you, they could. I don't know, man. It's weird. I saw an interview with an old fucking dude one time. Daniel says, "Poll panel: who is jabbed if they want to answer?" Not I.
I'm not.
I'm not.
All right. 3 nays and
Duke is silent.
2 presents.
I have a subject. I ordered a new piece of EDC gear today, the Streamlight Wedge. If you want to look that up, and you could show some, if you could find a site that you wouldn't mind showing it on.
Wait, what do you? I
Kind of a-
was reading.
What is it?
I said I ordered a new piece of EDC gear today called the Streamlight Wedge. It's like a slimline type of pocket carry flashlight. If there was a site you could look up if you were able to screen share it. Yep, it's so it was like 300 lumens for, I think it was like 3 hours. And the interesting feature of it was you get a 35-second blast of like 1,000 lumen light, and you saw that switch there. So it's got a manual switch on it. The shape of it is like one of those out the front pocket knives, and it's like $70 on primary arms. It really wasn't much of a savings. It was like $5 off with shipping. You know what I mean? But I was like, for pocket carry, this looks like a decent little light. And the worst thing is, I just lost I hope temporarily lost in my own fucking place the
Honda.
Streamlight ProTac, one of those dual fuel lights that takes like a what is that? C
1, 2, 3.
It's fucking poor Duke.
It's asleep.
It takes one of the high power fucking CL1s or some shit like that, or a double A. Anyway,
Honda, how do you
so that was
feel
the one I
about
got.
carrying a flashlight for EDC? You don't like knives.
I don't know. What does Duke think?
Would you carry this flashlight?
What does Duke think?
I like it.
Yeah. Woo!
Wait,
He
what light
likes
is
it,
it,
guys.
Duke?
He likes it.
What light is it?
The light that you're talking about.
We were just trying to wake Duke up.
Yeah.
Like
Sorry.
Honda doesn't carry shit for EDC.
Here's
No.
here's a
I don't.
concept for Honda though. You
But look,
carry a
I
laser
don't
because
carry
then you
shit
have a
for
light
EDC.
and a knife.
I don't have to carry shit for EDC. No, I don't have to
Oh,
at all. Look,
I can't.
everywhere I go, there's fucking knives and
Wait, can you make yourself
multi-tools
number
everywhere.
one and
Look.
do that again?
look at this.
You know
Look,
the things in
would
the
you
no
stop
fucking way,
talking?
Honda.
Jesus Christ.
It's in the
you talk
way.
over everybody all the time.
It's in the way, fucker.
Sorry.
Honda doesn't need a light because everyone else merely adapted the dark, but he was born of it.
He was born in the darkness.
I am the light.
Well, he did feed all those people with fishes. We heard about that.
Yes.
Oh yes.
I am Night Strike's one true son.
The architect, the widener of hallways.
Oh God.
Gun Library Garrett says, nothing planned. What's his shot price, Ray Ray? Well, the only thing I have to drink tonight is Rittenhouse Rye.
I think the shot price will be $27.50.
And this shit's fucking 100 proof, man.
Yeah, so definitely. You get extra for your money. $27.50 a shot.
You know, I don't normally like whiskey. I guess this isn't even whiskey. It's rye
it's because
whiskey.
of the apple juice.
Yeah, you know why.
Yeah.
But this stuff isn't half bad. Honestly, it's not. Yes.
I apologize for over talking you. What I was rudely trying to tell you is that when you were showing off all your EDC gear that you were or weren't carrying, I'm not sure what was going on, was that the live banner was totally plastered over what you were showing us.
Oh, well, that's not true on the YouTube side, but
I'm sorry.
I've got a Spyderco, cheapest Spyderco knife that they make that I found at work and I took home. I've got I don't even know what this is, multi-tool that I bought for like $10. Here's a Gerber multi-tool that is actually kind of nice. I got that for Christmas, I think, a couple of years ago. And where's the other one? It's a Sheffield. I fucking don't know where I put it just now. There's a Sheffield multi-tool. I don't know. I have multi-tools. I like multi-tools. I don't care so much about knives, dude. Like, honestly, it's nice to have when you need to open a box, but it's not normally something that
I'll pass on a cool piece of wisdom I learned today. If you carry a multi-tool on you and you're a gun person, so you're going to have ammunition on your person, and something happens, and say it's wet out, and you fucking start a fire, and we'll say you have a lighter as well. So you can take your fucking multi-tool, you can take a round of ammunition, pull the bullet. Now you can pour your powder on like a leaf, and then you can try to break off like some bark off like a cedar tree or something like that, crumble that shit up, and then light the fucking gunpowder, and the gunpowder will, stay lit long enough to burn off that fucking tinder. You know what I mean? And then you'll be able to start a fire to like something larger and survive.
or you could just carry a lighter. That usually works pretty well too.
No, bro, it was in a wet environment, and it was showing you how to start a fire with a bullet and a lighter.
Yeah, but now I'm down a bullet.
Would you rather be down a bullet out of your fucking Glock with 17 rounds or whatever, 18 rounds or?
See, I think you'd be better off taking that Glock with the bullets and then pointing it at where you want the fire.
I'll just find some
shooting them bullets.
I'll just get some dry tinder. I mean, even in a wet environment, like there's still areas you can find dry tinder.
I agree with
I'm agree to disagree, but go ahead.
But well, I mean, here's the thing that I always think that's funny about like the survivalist mentality is you have to have like 15 ways to start a fire, right? But I've found in my life that Bics work fucking amazingly well, and they're cheap, and you can buy them everywhere.
No, this was for wet tinder, specifically for how to start it with wet.
Right,
I'm sure everybody's running into that, like Missouri.
I'm not like disagreeing with your premise or even saying that like your idea is bad. I'm just saying that when
I agree.
Survivalists are talking about like fire starting things that you need to have like this kind of twine and this thing, and you need to have a flint and steel because you can't rely on a lighter. And they like show a video of them like fucking like making a bow and like friction creating a fucking fire with a piece of wood on the fucking ground or whatever. It's like, yeah, but you can have a Bic.
I mean,
so it goes like in your backpack. It's so small you won't even know it's there because it doesn't weigh anything.
So perfect example, right? So like my bug out bags, right? Like I have Bic lighters in them, right? And then I do have like a fire starter on the side as like a backup, because eventually, like depending how late or long I'm out and about in the wild, like eventually that lighter will run out after a long ass while. But I'm always gonna go to that lighter first because it's just easier.
Okay. I got a better one related to the lighter and the multiplier and a bullet. Okay, if you have a lighter that is out of fluid and you need to start a fire, but you do have a bullet and the multi-tool, you can once again pull the bullet, dump it out on like a leaf or something, and use just the striker to, you know what I'm saying, to like strike the flint.
There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. It's the more tools you would have, you know, think of that in a survival situation. That's like having money in the bank in normal times, fella.
Gun library, Garrett's making me drink alcohol.
I see that it's such a challenge.
Get that drink, boy.
It was tough to get up. I worked out today and I worked yesterday. I'm kind of sore, a little sore right now. Walking.
I feel
You might want to grab yourself a water. So go get a server to serve him a water.
I don't pay
Servant boy, water.
It's funny, like I don't go out to eat in restaurants that have servers in them normally because it costs more money.
You need some of that hot quality H2O.
I'm part. It turns out I'm part Jewish. I don't know.
So you like trains?
Yes, he likes to be on the trains, Yeager.
Gun Library
He
Garrett
just-
dropped in $27.50 and said, "I use a C-clip CRKT guppy multi-tool on my belt loop and flashlight. Super useful for everyday stuff. Also a ticket bottle opener. Tick it. I don't know what that is.
Ticket or click it?
Take it.
Take it.
I don't know.
Well, see, the thing is, like, if you have a multi-tool, it's got a bottle opener. It's got a fucking can opener. It's got scissors. It's got pliers. It's got screwdrivers. It's got everything you fucking need, dude.
If you carry a short sword, you always have the ability to open bottles.
Well, here's the thing too. Like, say you have a bottle, right, and you're out in the wild and you don't have your multi-tool, but you got your Glock 17 with one bullet.
Yeah.
Well,
you mind looking
cheers,
up that
boys.
C-clip? Cheers.
I'm gonna go get
Get a
something.
chance,
to
you mind?
drink. Well, what should I get to drink? Rum, vodka, or water?
whiskey.
Vodka, it's odorless.
Whiskey is, or vodka is basically like potato water, right? So
Time key.
I'm gonna go get rum.
Whiskey.
What I was trying to ask was, can you, if you wouldn't mind, do you mind looking up Gun Library Garrett's CRKT guppy multi-tool for us, the C-clip version?
Sure.
Maybe Google it, see if you can get some images for that bad boy.
CRKT.
What'd you think of that light there that I showed you, the wedge? Is that something
like
you would
it.
ever consider? Do you think that's horse shit or what?
I don't carry things that I don't carry. I honestly, I carry too much shit when I'm out and about. And I'm thinking when I'm at work.
Well, what do you?
Right? So
what do
for
you
me,
carry
when
in
I'm
your
at work,
pockets?
I have my wallet, my phone, my keys, which is normal, right? And then I've got my pew pew. And then
Okay.
I've also got a little computer that I have to carry around and a bunch of pens and like a
Oh, that'll
fucking
do it
server
right there.
book and all of this other stuff. And
Yeah,
so
I
by
get
the
you.
time you're like, hey, throw in a multi-tool, it's like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
fucking
need a
start walking.
flashlight.
I'm gonna start walking sideways because my fucking whole shit's off balance, you know? Like, I don't know.
I don't blame you. I don't usually carry a flashlight, like, because I always have a flashlight in my car. Like, if I go out for a walk at night or something like that, and I'm going,
That's tiny.
Well, if you have your
That is
phone,
really
you
tiny.
probably have a flashlight on your phone.
Yeah, and
I have a flashlight on my phone, exactly.
The
So, like,
multi-tool could come in handy, but how often would it come in handy at your job? Not very, because you're too busy working.
and everywhere I go at my work, there's a knife anyway. There's steak knives and stuff just sitting around, like, because you might need to give them to somebody.
I'm a welder, so honestly, a multi-tool would come in more in handy in my job because I might get stuck where all of a sudden it's like, hey, you got a needle nose? Yeah, I got it right here. That fucking
This
happens.
thing's actually, this looks
more
pretty
often than
fucking
you think.
handy. Like, it's got like a little clip so you can put it on your belt. It's got like fucking,
wow.
like all the different bits and stuff fit into it so that you can, you know,
What
like,
all does that do?
it's got an adjustable wrench on it. It's got a knife. It's cool.
Bro,
Oh, look,
okay,
it's
there's
a
the
bottle
bottle
opener.
opener. That's the ticket bottle opener or whatever that meant.
Like, and it's got like little places to hold the different bits. No, that is pretty handy.
Is that a pocket clip or what's that thing on the back? Or the front rather, right there.
I think it's a pocket clip. I don't know what the switch
Okay.
is.
Yeah, that's cool looking though.
Maybe
I was like, what is that? A fucking pair of Pando bolt cutters?
Maybe
Looks
that's like a
weird.
lock for this thing so that you can put it in and lock it in or pop it out or something. I don't know. Here, you
Cool,
want to see them
man.
make a North Korean burrito again?
See
7
these bitches
times.
again.
Look, sour cream and
Fox-
cheese. Oh, look.
Fox knows how to pick
She's
out the
doing the
bitches.
thing. Sour cream and cheese. Oh, look. She's doing the thing. What the fuck, dude? Tara.
Korea, you so crazy.
How do you do, Miss Tara? Says, I always carry a Leatherman and I use it daily.
See?
I keep one in my car. I keep one in my car.
You got it.
And
You
if
got
I need a tool, if I need something, it's in the car. I keep one by my desk. If I need a tool or if I need something, it's there.
Well,
Those
how?
are the-
Okay, if you
Those are the two
if you
main
needed
places
it.
that I go, and I don't need one anywhere else.
How far
Normally, and if
away
I
is that?
did, I would bring it with. Like if I was going to the woods, I would bring a knife because I'm in the woods. You know. Sorry, go.
Yep.
Oh, I was trying to ask how far away is that if you actually did need it and had to fucking run there to get it.
That far?
Yeah, it's
No,
like I have
because it's not like a multi-tool save you.
I have a multi-tool in my car. Like if I really need it for, like honestly, if I'm likely to need it, it's gonna be something going on with my car. So like that's honestly the best spot for it. Now, granted, like back in the day when I was doing like parts delivery and stuff like that, like I always carried a multi-tool on me, but that's because a lot of times I'm like cutting boxes open or like fucking doing some weird ass shit. Like, but with like an office job, I never need a multi-tool for anything. Like I think there's once that I've ever needed something and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go out to my car and grab it. Like, it's not something that I need to do this very second because it's life threatening. It's like, all right, like whatever.
Dude, and if I worked at a job where I was like, I don't know, opening boxes or something all the time, or like always needed like a little pry tool or the knife or something, then yeah, I would carry that shit because it would make sense to carry it.
The people that like really carry all that shit actually work at a desk and never use any of it. They just fiddle with it all day.
Well, plus I think you can tell like by the size and weight and volume of someone's EDC how much time they actually spend on their feet.
Yes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Because if you spend in like 8 hours at a time walking around, walking, you want as little on you as possible, honestly.
Yep. That's why like people are like, oh, you gotta carry a fucking double stack fucking 17 round handgun and a full tang knife and a tourniquet and bandages and a full tactical flashlight and a multi-tool. I'm like, you don't go a lot of places, do you? Because
all of those people just think they're gonna be John McClane or some shit.
Yeah, I'm like,
from Weapons Education. You guys remember that EDC video he did where he had like 2, maybe 3 full-size 1911s and a big Bowie knife and a little Kruger dog and all kind of weird shit going on?
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, like I'm just like, you probably don't spend like. Now, granted, if you can carry all that shit over, like, kudos to you. But like for me, like when it's 120 degrees out here in Arizona and I have to go someplace, like I'm like, fuck, I'm grabbing the smallest gun I can, like my wallet, my keys, and my phone, and like I'm out.
Yeah, that's basically my EDC. Like that's it right there. My wallet, my keys, my phone. The smallest, lightest, most easily carryable gun that I can possibly grab that I have. And that's, I don't carry extra magazines. I don't carry, because like, I don't know, like, call me crazy. I don't think that I'm going to have some fucking Rambo battle in the streets with my fucking EDC gun.
Well, that's, yeah, same thing with me. And I'm like, if it's to the point, more than likely, now granted, not always, but more than likely, if it's to the point that I've already shot like my 7 or 8 rounds of 380, like I'm probably fucked if I need more than that. Like, again, not always, but if I know I'm going to go to a spot that's a little bit, hairy or something like that, like I'll grab the extra mag if I have space on me. But like, very rarely am I, I try to avoid those areas to begin with.
we go around? What gun do you guys typically carry for your concealed carry for the little gun we're talking about?
So usually, like in the wintertime, I'll up it sometimes. Like I'll sometimes carry my SIG, my P250. Occasionally, I'll carry, like my CZ P07. But it's wintertime, so I can layer up a little bit more here. But 99% of the time, I'm either carrying my little Taurus 85, my 5-shot 38, and that a lot of times, I'll throw in like I have a speed strip with 5 extra rounds, so I have 10 rounds of 38 special on me. Or I carry my LCP. I have 6+1 of 380, and again, sometimes I'll throw in the extra mag, so I have an extra 6 rounds on me.
I carry a 12-gauge Shockwave. I replaced one of my legs with it, like a pirate leg.
I was like, on your person? That makes sense. Okay. Leg carry. Got it. What else? Or is that it?
That's it. That's my only armament.
Wow. Okay. Honda?
I really want one of those. I want the steel 357 Magnum version, though.
I mean, yeah, this is just the Airweight 642 38 special. Weighs nothing, 5-shot. Like, look how small. You can almost fucking disappear it in your hand,
Yep.
It's not, I always like that gun because it's not really like the smallest revolver. It's like the best Derringer ever made. You know what I mean?
And honestly, I shoot this thing fucking good. I mean, you have to practice with it,
Yeah.
and fucking stage the trigger correctly.
It's its own animal for sure.
So I've been carrying the SIG P365X, and not the XL, but the X. And then I've got this Raven concealment minimalist holster for it. So it's like a freaking tiny little carry package, but it's a pretty sweet package for what it is. And then so that's like my concealed, like my deep carry. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, the fuck, I'm not carrying a gun. And then once I'm no longer like forced to conceal carry, as soon as I can fucking shed that shit, bro, I go straight into fucking open carry with the FNX 45 Tactical like every day. I love that gun.
So
That's
it's
like the opposite of what you were saying.
My current favorite off-body carry is that SIG Flux Raider thing. Have you seen that? Or it's like the PDW.
Oh, yeah, that's
320.
That's really neat. I'm liking that. I don't have anything like that, but I'm liking what's going on with the gun world and how it's evolving to neat stuff like that coming out, and you can put like lights and lasers and
I splurged
not lasers,
on that
lights
though,
and
it fits
optics.
in a little laptop bag or a purse, so you could carry that.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, it changed. And if you're carrying say a Glock style gun with whatever magazine, and if it's reverse compatible into that, say you've got one of those like PDW style set up in a bag.
Who's sitting in front of a goddamn fan?
That's Foos.
Yep. Foosy and his fan.
And my fan, no, that's just my truck.
What kind of
Gun
truck
Library.
is it?
I gotta take care of this super chat real quick. Hold on. Gun Library Garrett dropped in $27.50 again, so that means I have to drink again. This time, I've been letting it bring
drink.
I put it on ice, so it'll be a little bit more palatable. Because Jesus Christ, that shit's spicy. But Garrett says, just realized the multi-tool can open a bottle after years of having a separate one. Just consolidated my EDC. Yeah, dude, fucking. Did you do that?
No,
did you consolidate
awesome.
it because we were looking at the pictures of it opening the bottle?
Fuck yeah, man! High five, Garrett.
I wonder if that's why you know that now.
I think it is, bro.
Cheers.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's fucking cool, man. He's hooking you up and everything, dude. That's very nice of him.
I like how, much like Rittenhouse Rye, Rittenhouse can also be spicy.
Oh, yes,
You know what? This stuff is a lot smoother when it's ice cold.
Speaking of ice, and speaking of
ice
servers, have you heard of Roman ice?
Sit around and listen.
Roman ice? No.
I saw something
is it like
today
Greek
on
fire?
Roman ice. It was like a giant chunk of ice, and the guy took a series of fucking sharp blades, like butcher's knife and all these different type of blades, and he fucking basically chops down the ice, so that it's like a cylinder of ice. And when he sets the cylinder, he has it trimmed down so that there's like at least a 1/4 inch in between the like the ID of your glass. You know what I'm saying? And then the fucking the OD of that chunk of that cylinder of ice. There's like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. You get what I'm saying in there? And so when you pour your shot in there, bro, think about it. Like the ice is in the center of all that booze, and it's like the booze is forced into a moat. It looked amazing.
Oh, okay.
So you have a
I didn't know what that was.
castle.
I've never known what that was called,
amazing.
but like I have seen like fancy bars and stuff like that have like that type of setup where
The guy
they have
only spent like
ice perfectly cut.
I like those fucking like the ice cubes that are like a giant ball, and it takes up like the entire rocks glass, and you pour it over it, and you can like spin the ice.
Yeah.
It's just one big ice ball. But that's all you get is one. That's all you need.
I saw one that was a diamond like that. The guy only spent like $75, and he had bought like 3 different ice blades that were about $25 or $28 a piece. And he was a bartender, and it looked like he had learned how to fucking make all this ice that we were talking about out of block ice. And he basically just started. He must make block ice in his freezer or some shit, or at work or whatever in the freezer. And then he uses a series of these fucking knives and chops it up, and it was like super impressive drinks.
Interesting.
You should do that to get the money, Honda.
Yeah, there's no fucking way in fucking hell. Okay, here's the difference, right? That guy's like, oh, what can I get for you, sir? Oh, you would like a Manhattan. Okay. And then he like fucking cuts the orange and like muddles it in the cup and then like takes sugar and fucking mixes it in. And like, he takes his time to make a drink is what I'm saying, right? While as when I'm bartending or the bartenders at my work, it's like you have 7 drinks in your head that you have to make now and 5 things that you haven't even like done yet that you don't even know what you have to do constantly when it's fucking busy.
You just took a really long time to say it's not that kind of establishment.
Well,
it's like an artisan instead of an assembly line.
Well, it's like
I got you.
controlled
I totally got
chaos versus like individually cared for like service. You know
Honda,
what I mean?
I think you should try to bring some control to your chaos and have little dice things. Come on, you could do it.
You would just get run
I
over
wanna
in
punch
your workplace. I get what you're saying. The other servers or the other bartenders would just run laps around you, and you wouldn't get shit done.
Everyone would hate you. Everybody would hate you all night long. Like, sure, you make like one fucking nice looking drink at a time.
One Gucci drink, but
everybody hates you.
Everyone hates you.
Well, the guy would just instantly shot it and be like, "Sir, can I have another? I drank my ice mode because it was so fucking tiny."
Well, it's also because Honda's establishment is not the place to go to drink to be like fancy or classy. It's the place that when you get a drink, you're drinking because you have to cope with life somehow.
Yes.
That's because you've been paid $27.50 to drink.
That is the thing. They are really expensive there. And like a lot of the drinks are like they don't even have that much booze in them. They're more like an Instagram drink. It's got like strawberry ice cubes and like a sugar rim, like all this other shit. So it looks like a watermelon.
I think Honda just doesn't like chick drinks.
I'm so sick of my job, dude. Like I'm so fucking disheartened about work. Like I don't give a fuck about it anymore. Like I'm waiting for them to say, Honda, you're fired. And I'm going to go like, yes! Peace out, bitches.
Don't even
never come
back.
back.
Unemployment. Woohoo!
You know why I say don't even joke about that? Yesterday was a really, really fucked up day for F&H. I went into work. I was pulled in. I got tapped on the fucking shoulder after I immediately started working. And I got pulled into a fucking meeting that was like, hey, we're being forced to do some shit. You're one of the people I'm going to keep. Don't tell anybody. And I fucking leave this meeting. And then after that, 90% of the workforce gets shit canned, bro. It's about all I can say. It was a fucked up day.
I mean, I've seen that happen. I've been Mr. F&H in that situation. I'm currently Mr. F&H. That's why I have a fucking job right now, because we went from 100 servers to like 25.
Well, I'm a welder, so imagine what that means in my industry. Shit's about to get real, bro.
Oh, I know.
It's going to be up to me to fucking work my ass off and prove it that, hey, I'm that guy. You're keeping my ass.
Well, the thing is, everyone who was like, "Oh my God, 2021 was terrible," and we thought when 2020 was over, 2021 was going to be better, and it wasn't. But 2022 is going to be good, right?
No.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a good year.
I don't.
I think the next good year. I think the next good year will be like 2025, 2026. Like I think 22, 23, 24 are going to be continue to be shit.
How many years was the tribulation?
I'd like to be optimistic. It's the fucking 8th. Come on, boys.
How many years was the tribulation?
I don't know what that means. Somebody else.
Is in the Bible, you know, the whole
Satan came down and ruled on the earth for 7 years in the tribulation.
You guys drop these, you guys drop these Bible thingamajigs. Like, I only saw the picture book and I only read about half of it. So
the tribulation was 7 years.
It should have been a pop-up book.
7 years. Really should have. Yeah.
Sounds good. If not, maybe it was 40 years.
No, that was in the desert.
I
think 7 years of tribulation sounds right.
Yes, 7 years is correct. I knew the answer. I was just seeing if anybody knew.
So that would be 26.
Yep. We're in for a time, boys, and I think we're only. It's like we're on a roller coaster ride, right? And we were going clink, 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 and then 2020 was like, oh shit, we're at the top. 2021 was like, hey, we're going around the first curve. 2022 is like going to be a loop-de-loop. Like, you don't know what's coming up, dude. We're on a fucking roller coaster ride.
I think 2021 was the guts up in the throat feeling as you're cresting the hill and you have all the negative G's and you're about to get smacked in the face with a bunch of wind. I think that's what 2022 is going to end up being.
I'm not optimistic. And seeing the way the business has been, you know, like, it's a good barometer for how the economy is going, how many people have money to go out and celebrate with their family and friends at a place like where I work is a direct proportion to the number of people who are doing well right now. Last 3 shifts I worked, I have not made shit. It's been slow as fuck. Barely had any tables. Everybody who's been in is from out of town.
So, a friend of mine and I went out to dinner tonight, and the server, you could tell, was in physical pain. And I asked him, like, hey, what's going on? See, he had surgery 3 days ago, and he needs to work to pay bills.
Yeah.
And so, like, he got a 70% tip tonight.
That's good. That's nice of you, man. That's really cool of you.
I mean,
he's
working
dude,
3 days after
a waiter,
surgery.
if you work in that industry, you know, if you're like a cook or a busser or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and you're sick or you need surgery or whatever it is, and you don't work. Okay, so I work 30 hours a week, give or take. Sometimes 25, sometimes 35, but not 40. You know, I'm not quite full time because I couldn't handle full time there. Honestly, I would kill myself. After a year of working average of about 30 hours a week, how much paid time off do you think I accumulated?
A week.
No.
A week.
9 hours.
Oh.
That's how much they give you. And moreover, it's not like you get the amount of money that you make if you were working, you know, because like if you're working and you're making tips and yada, 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 plus you're getting your hourly rate, you make pretty good money per hour. What do you make for that 9 hours of PTO? $13. $13 an hour. So, yeah, if you need to have like 2 weeks off for surgery or you catch COVID and you need to not be at work for 2 weeks,
you're boned.
You're out a fuck ton of money and there's nothing you can do about it. Save of Anarchy.
I was going to say,
you should open your own bar and grill. I thought about getting a food truck, to be honest.
That's a cool dream. What kind of food truck would you get?
I don't know, something simple.
Honda's hot dogs.
Something where you make like one thing really good, you know? Like I'm not trying to make like spaghetti and burritos and fucking French fries and you know what I mean? Like just make one thing really good and people will come back. That's the mistake most restaurants make, I feel like. They try to like they say like, "Oh, hey, like everyone likes our burgers. We should make sloppy joes too." "Oh, sloppy joes are selling. Hey, let's make this thing." And then pretty soon you have like 50 things on your menu and you don't have time to make any of them properly. So you're phoning in the fucking recipe for everything and your quality on everything goes down and then nobody likes your shit versus if you just made like really good hamburgers. Then that's all you have to prep for is making hamburgers and you can take the time to make a really good hamburger.
What's the one thing that you make that your family just absolutely like eats in silence and then in about 3 minutes they're all like, "Oh, my plate's done."
Poop.
My plate's empty. I mean, is there anything?
Poop on a plate.
Oh, you should serve shit on a plate.
Pepper steak.
I make a pretty good pot roast, actually.
I don't know if you can fucking food truck pot roast. That seems like I mean, it's got to be something that fucking people can actually eat and walk with. Come on now.
Pot roast sandwich? Fuck yeah, you could.
I mean,
Bro, you're gonna spill that on your balls while you're driving and fucking.
Just get like a Kaiser roll and put a big old chunk of fucking, you know, nice, like fluffed up fucking pot roast. You gotta fluff it.
You could see Kaiser roll.
You need a fluffer to serve it.
I was gonna say, for people out there that are having a hard time, this is the time maybe to look into fucking if you can get a loan, if you got good credit, and fucking maybe consider welding because like America needs fucking welders. Like I'm telling you, it's like an epidemic of we need welders. Right now, my business has hit a slow time, but I'm telling you, nationwide, we need welders. And it's only like $15K or some shit typically to get certified as a welder, like, you know, on MIG and TIG and like aluminum and steel.
Alex,
I'm telling you, there's a lot of possibilities there.
We'll make a North Korean food truck. We'll serve these burritos with like corn and sour cream and cheese.
I like it.
And I'll make the same one 70 times in a row on a video for the commercial.
A lot of guys out here, instead of a food truck, they'll make a mobile welding rig with a diesel truck. Like I said, they'll
That's
go to college.
goddamn expensive,
You know what I'm saying?
dude. Like I used to do construction.
Oh, yeah.
I used to do construction.
Yeah.
There was this guy who he worked on the cats when he worked on like the, you know, like the fucking track hose and all that shit. And he had to have tools on his truck and he had to have like this little like mini crane thing so he could pick up heavy parts and do all this other stuff. His truck with everything on it was like $250,000.
Sure.
And they paid him $60 an hour to be there. So he made pretty good money. But
thank you. You just got to the crux of my argument, bro. This is why you want to do that. Like you start off, you don't make a lot, but think about it. You're like a sponge. You're picking up all these things. You're getting all this experience in the field. And then one day, like you said, you can be that fucking old dude that's got the $250,000 truck. You're making fucking 60 an hour. You take off every fucking Friday. I mean, bro, I'm telling you, it can be really a good life if you want to be a welder. And you get to fucking draw with lightning, bro. And when you're done, that shit is fused and looks beautiful.
God damn it, Savage. Make it a double.
Oh, I don't have that much booze, I don't think.
Currently watching my little cousin, who is a mini me, finally getting into guns and more. All the questions and curiosity make me almost as happy as the memories of Honda destroying his liver for my amusement.
That's cute.
Tonight's debauchery is brought to you by Appleton Estate Signature Jamaican Rum.
All right, I gotta let that chill for a second.
We salute you.
A little bit of coldness to it makes it go down a little bit easier.
We who are about to die salute you.
Dude, you ought to get that knife set and try to make that fucking that ice for yourself at home. That would be cool. You'd probably really like that.
Dude, I
don't
live in
think
a 600
he has the
square
patience.
foot apartment, dude. Like, there's not even counter space for a toaster.
Okay.
It's true.
Yeah, wait a minute. You had a fucking huge freezer, motherfucker.
Yeah,
That freezer was huge. You could make some ice in that bitch.
the
And
top
now
of it
he
is all
doesn't
my
have half
counter
an apartment.
space. The top of my freezer is my counter space.
Yeah, you put a butcher block on top of that thing, and boom, you make you some of that
The,
fucking Roman
the thing
roast,
is,
dude.
he is already utilizing the top of his freezer.
Yeah. Like, you
Makes
don't
sense.
understand.
That's-
Like the space that I have available to me for my kids and me is
I forget.
maximally optimized.
I
Maximally fucking optimized. There's nothing within reason or building a shelf. That's about the only thing I could do is build shelves up high on the walls so I could put stuff up high. And I'm thinking
I
about
thought you were
doing
gonna
that,
say to make
honestly.
ice on.
That's about the only thing that I can do to improve the amount of space that I already have available to me. So, all right. Well, and then I got another one to do behind this. You guys are gonna make me fucking toasted Honda tonight, aren't you?
Yep.
You might just want to make that tack rice in preparation.
I'm going shot for shot with you, Honda.
All right. At least someone is. Someone will be as incoherent as me, and hopefully someone's not going shot for shot with me so they can read the fucking chats later, because I might not be able to. We'll find out. Cheers, boys. I hope everybody's having a good fucking Saturday night. I almost called it Friday. Woo.
Cheers.
I mean, I'm sure it's
Happy to
Friday
read
in
them
like
later.
Taiwan or something right now.
I'm happy to read them for you if you need somebody to read them later.
Well, there's one. I still got two more to go.
You can do it.
This might be a stretch, but I highly doubt North Koreans have sour cream or cheese. Dude, they did, according to that Fox News video where that smoking hot fox was announcing it.
It's like goat sour cream and like goat cheese.
It's the cheese of the fucking North Korean mothers that they stole the milk from the children.
Probably.
That was mother's milk out of Kim Jong's tit himself.
Dude, there was a thing a while back where you could buy like fucking mother's milk cheese, and it would be like, this is Mexican cheese, and it was from a Mexican woman, and this is fucking Korean cheese, and it was from a Korean woman. Isn't that gross, dude? But there's dudes who spend like fucking irrational amounts of money on titty cheese.
Well, there's also dudes that like buy girls' farts for like 50 grand or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Doesn't
like
mean
that
it's,
chick
like,
who
a
was
smart
making
move.
$37,000 a week selling jars of farts on fucking wherever.
Yeah. So,
37 grand a fucking week, and she got a fucking gastrointestinal problem because she was eating too many eggs and beans to fucking produce the 37 jars of farts that she needed per week.
It's just proof that Night Strike has abandoned us.
I wish I was joking, dude. That's a real fucking story.
I'm honestly
I wish
surprised.
Strike would smite them.
No, I'm surprised she wasn't outsourcing the farts at that point. I mean,
Seriously, like that's where you hire an
daft, or-
intern to fart in a jar for you for like a tenth the price.
Didn't she have like a fucking man in her life that had farts? I'm confused why she had to do all the farting.
Well, you could tell the difference then, man.
People are paying $1,000 for that genuine jar of fucking whatever that
farts,
bitch's name is farts.
I'm confused. Who knows the difference between a male and female fart? That's
Well, bisexual
Right.
people mostly.
Probably the guy that's the weird guy that's like buying them along with all the feet pics and everything else.
That shit's weird, dude.
It's fucking strange.
It is very weird.
I mean, like, incest porn is one thing. It's still porn.
bro. What if we found out Biden bought all the farts?
Yeah,
Like he
Biden's
just has like a
buying
whole
bath
fucking
water,
room in the
too.
White House filled.
Remember that bitch that sold her bath water?
Yeah.
The same chick?
No,
No,
different chick.
Oh.
Cheers, boys. Here's number 2.
Okay, I'm drinking.
Dear Lord, 50 proof. Jesus, this was a mistake.
Well, at least it's not like Bacardi 151 or some shit. I saw. Oh god. Okay, I have a story real quick about 151. May I?
No.
Did you remember how full this bottle was a second ago? It was here. It's now here. Go on, 151. You light it on fire, You know,
So when I was like,
flaming drinks are illegal in Colorado.
You know, everybody's buddy went out of town and you had that little house party at your
Oh.
friend's house. It's just like the select for you like your boys.
Whoa, did Duke
maybe
just
the
wake
girls.
up with a fucking scare?
Dude,
He
Did
did.
you see an alien?
He woke up all terrified.
He went,
Back in the day, we went to my buddy Brian's
Hold
house.
on, F and H. Hold on. Duke.
Oh, my fault.
Duke.
Duke, you awake?
Duke had a nightmare.
Duke, it's okay. We're all
That's one
here.
of the funniest things I've ever heard.
He had a
We're here for
Duke
you,
mare.
Duke.
He had a Duke
I
mare.
missed it. I'm sorry.
Someone was throwing a chair at him.
You were talking about
Oh, no.
151, and it like reminded Duke in a subconscious dream of scary time in his
So we go to,
life.
okay.
Sorry,
I'll
start
try to make this
Start
really
over,
quick.
start
So
over,
we go to
start
my
over.
friend's Brian's house when I'm underage. Brian's having a house party. His parents are out of town. And he's like, don't fuck anything up. You know, you got to put everything back. Just be respectful of my parents' shit. And we can hang out in like this little basement living room area that he had. Fucking long story short, next thing you know, Brian is literally holding the bottom of his shirt, right? Has his arms underneath of his shirt, and he fucking pukes in his shirt so much that he fills it up like a fucking basket. And we have to like go and grab like a garage trash can and drag it under Brian. And he was like totally fucked up, man. That's the 151 story. Like, so the guy that's telling us, like, don't fuck anything up in my parents' house is the guy that fills his own fucking shirt up and needs a garage trash can to fucking drop the puke into his fuck. Bro, like, that.
All right.
I'm pretty sure he threw away the sweater.
So when I was in high school, I had this buddy, Mason, we'll call him. And Mason was in charge of watching the Hooks house, we'll call them. Now, the Hooks were going out of town for like a month and a half, like 6 weeks. They were going on some fucking, I don't even know where they went. They just went on like a 6-week vacation. And they hired Mason to go watch the house and take care of the house and make sure that nothing happened at their house while they were gone. Now, Mason was a good friend of mine who liked to smoke weed and hang out and drink and do, he was one of those guys. So after a couple of days of watching this house, and here's the thing you got to realize, back then in the high school days, we were always looking for a place to go where we could like smoke a bowl and hang out and listen to music and skateboard and do stuff and not be bothered by someone's parents. Because that was always the thing. Like, someone's parents were always going to come home and you couldn't have the house smelling like weed and, whatever it was, right? So it was always a pain in the ass. So Mason having this house was like, I don't know. It was like everyone wanted to fucking go there all the fucking time. And Mason wouldn't let anybody. And after about a week of fucking prodding, he finally relented and let like me and 2 other people over, right? And then the second night, there was like 5 people. And the third night, there was like 10 people. And the fourth night, there was like 20 people. And so on, right? And then, like, I worked back then too. And I had to work one night. And he had like 100 people over at this house. That wasn't his, that he was being paid to watch. And this chick like got all fucking drunk and went up to the fucking bathroom upstairs to fucking throw up in the toilet and then like passed out on the fucking floor in the bathroom, and in her drunken fucking stupor kicked the fucking pipes underneath the fucking the sink, and they started spraying water everywhere, and she just like left. And then someone else was out on the back patio in the gazebo area, and they were like carving shit into the wood, and someone else was doing something, and yada, yada, yada. And ended up causing like $20,000 of damage to this house. Not even joking. Like 20 grand worth of damage. Now, Mason was like, oh my fucking God, the next day. Like, I don't know what to do about this. I know. I'll call the police. And I'll tell them someone broke in and he didn't know what happened and it wasn't his fault, but he was being a responsible watcher of the house and he did everything that he could and he called the police right away, right? So the police come and they find a fucking receipt with someone's credit card information on it, who then spills the beans on everybody, especially Mason. Yeah. Well, for the next 5 years, Mason was trying to get restitution from everybody who was at that party. Like, please just give me some money, because he had to pay back that $20,000 to the homeowner, right? And he got in trouble for lying to the police, for making a false police report. Like, Mason got fucked in that whole situation. And I feel bad because he was a really good dude, but I wasn't there that night. I was at work, and I would have given him money if I had been there the night that the damage was caused, but I didn't because I wasn't there. That being said, I was one of the people who pressured him into letting people come to his house in the first place. So I don't know. What is my level of copability?
No,
Yeah, you
poor
weren't
Mason
there,
fucked
so-
himself in that.
Yeah, and also like he tried to pull out. Oh, the wet bandits from Home Alone showed up and fucking damaged the house.
Well, and way to not like clean that shit up either.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, I didn't like the guy who owned the house anyway. Like, we had this incident. This was like way early, like grade school, where we got off of the bus and we had a fucking snowball fight. And his son, I guess, got hit by a snowball and then went crying home to daddy. Who then his dad comes out and fucking chucks a snowball as hard as he can in my brother's face. Right? Like, grown man. We're like fucking 10 years old, 12 years old, something like that. Yeah. Well, we went home and told my dad about it. And my dad didn't call the police. He grabbed a baseball bat and went over to their house and knocked on the front door with a baseball bat. Basically had that guy pissing his fucking pants about what had happened because he assaulted a child. You know what I mean? Like, he fucking chucked a snowball as hard as he could in a child's face because his son got hit with a fucking snowball after the fucking bus stop snowball fight. Like, what a fucking pussy, dude. What a pussy ass fucking bitch does that. I don't fucking know. So I didn't really feel bad that his house got fucked, but it's okay. I guess I should have changed the names. Oops.
Yeah, we don't know who you're talking about, so it's not good.
Fuck, I gotta take another shot.
Good times with E Honda.
Yeah.
All right. Dear Lord, give me the strength to get through this chat. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
More
Amen.
liquor.
Ugh.
Ugh.
You got that.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff.
What'd you just get? What'd you just drink?
Rittenhouse Rye.
You're still on that bottle?
It's the self-defensiest liquor I've got.
I was drinking Appleton Estate.
It'll kill you
Signature
before you
Jamaican
kill
rum.
it.
Yeah, that Rittenhouse Rye is hitting him like he's chasing a younger kid through a parking lot.
I still think it's funny that the first dude he shot was a pedophile. What are the odds?
Apparently,
least we're
pretty
having
fucking
fun, man.
high at one of those.
Man, I'm like
fucking
suddenly like
protests.
really hot. Like, it's like, is it hot where you guys are at? Like, Jesus
It's
Christ.
the alcohol.
No, that's the alcohol. You're getting ready to fucking want to vomit. You should probably.
I mean, it is about
open a
40
window or
degrees
something.
warmer today than it was yesterday.
Don't tell him to quit.
Keep
no, so you should
drinking.
probably open a window.
Pussy.
Only Night Strike tells me what to do.
And even then, we don't
God.
listen.
Dear God, please strike him down. He knows what he does.
He knows what he doth. He doth know what he do.
I wish God would grace us with his presence more.
Where's Night Strike been?
I don't know.
Widening
Yeah,
hallway.
he had a chat Friday.
I spoke with him.
We should
many
go on
people
this next
watched it?
chat, Honda.
I would
know
I
he's up
would
to.
fucking raid his chat again if I didn't do it so hard last time that I will never get an invite again.
Come on. Well, I think one of us in here still gets an invite.
No, I did it so
No,
hard.
none of us do.
Angry stopped getting fucking links
Yeah.
because I did it so
Duke-
hard.
Yeah,
I-
Duke and I both
I
stopped
usually
getting
do.
links.
Jesus
I usually do, but I don't think I got one on Friday.
Dude, I just came in and started slaying. You know, like it was.
Foos could get us links. Come on. He doesn't know
It-
Foos is
One of these days we'll do it again. We'll figure it out. Sometimes he drops the chat link in the fucking like the chat of his video.
That's how I get in. So,
So you
you
just gotta
said he
show up
bought.
and watch his video, and he'll. But like half the people who were watching his fucking chat are the ones who were in the fucking panel. So I don't know.
Yes. People watch it afterwards, like your show.
Do you know how much better of a show it is when we show up and bomb his chat?
Oh, I mean, he probably got 5 times the views he normally gets.
Probably.
Especially with all the hype I gave it, man. Like, I was giving him all kinds of hype.
He got a bunch of set me kits and a press.
I mean,
if you saw that.
I mean, the last time fucking Honda went in there and just kicked boomers' asses, and I mean, I think the last time a boomer got their ass kicked that bad, it was like Hue City, like Vietnam, you know.
It's some
It was
Hanoi hellhole. Savage
Some
Sharpshooter
Hanoi
stuff.
fucky suck hellhole.
Yeah.
Y'all keep your toaster in the kitchen? I thought we just kept it next to the bathtub. I don't know why I said that in a West Virginia accent.
It's only
Because that's where Savage is from.
No, Savage is not from fucking West
Savage
Virginia.
is from like New York or something.
Yeah, he's from New York.
I think we should talk shit about him and say he's from West Virginia.
Why do you talk shit about people from New York?
Although there's like parts of New York that are pretty close to West Virginia.
That's the part he's from. He's from the Adirondacks.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're outside of like Buffalo, New York City.
Brian Naus says, thanks to everybody for keeping my late night nights entertaining. I also find myself carrying a 642 appendix in a Blade Tech holster out of ease and comfort over my other EDC options. I just pocket carry that motherfucker. And I've got like a little fucking trigger guard thing that goes on it that pops off when you pull it. And
that's what I used to have for my 27. Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, I bought a fucking, like, an actual holster, like a pocket carry holster for it. And it makes it so much more bulky having that in my pocket than it does just having the gun with a fucking trigger holster.
I like Blade Tech for like an off-the-shelf holster brand. Blade Tech seems like they make a very nice holster. I have at least one or two. I think I have an HK inside the waistband with soft loop Blade Techs where it's like a really thin Kydex type material.
The issue I have with Blade Tech is their Kydex is on the thinner side, and
that's what I liked about it.
Okay.
The issue I have is you guys keep calling it Blade Tech. It's Blood Tech.
So
fucking glad the Impaler is the owner.
Does everybody here have like a used gun that they bought?
Yeah. Like a gun that we've bought used. Yeah.
Everybody grab a used gun. We're gonna do gun show and tell.
I got one.
I don't have my fucking work laptop plugged in. Hold up.
Hey.
I'll go first. I'm ready.
I'm trying to think of what I can grab that's used.
Hold up.
Hey.
Here we have.
Holy shit.
A very used Chinese SKS that I refinished.
That's beautiful.
Looks pretty good, eh?
Man, that's nice.
Okay.
I went through like the bottom of the magazine there was like covered in rust. I had to fucking lightly sand it and then re-blue it and stuff, and it turned out pretty good. Doesn't even look like it, doesn't look like it did any work to it at all, but I really did. I put a lot of work into this.
You did a good job, Honda.
Matt just bought one because he's got SKS envy.
Again, and he'll have it for a week.
Yep, 6 months. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But I do like this thing, man. It's cool having like a piece of history in your hands.
I don't even think Matt's gonna shoot it before he sells it.
Well, I mean, who knows where this gun has been? Who knows what this gun has been through? Who knows how many Chinese peasants this fucking gun has shot down? I don't know. But I have it now, and it's mine. That is all.
I have one.
Oh, boy.
Oh, sweet. There I am.
Ooh, 49.51?
It's the French Moss 49.
Or 56.
49.56. Is that? Yeah, it is the 49.56. Good God. I don't know what fucking gun I have, but I have a gun here, and I only paid $280 for this, so that's all I got to say.
Is that still in 7.5 French, or did it convert to 308? Converted?
308.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Check this out.
What was a lightly used French rifle, only dropped once, never fired?
Dude, $280, you can make all the jokes you want. I'm laughing all the way to the bank, boy.
Well, those guns are freaking phenomenal.
I like it.
Look at that.
I'm a
Cool
fan.
guns.
It looks like a miniature BAR. That's what I love. And like I said, I only paid $280. I'm not fucking kidding.
How long
Look at
ago?
that. Look at that.
Yeah, they're
Oh, I
like
can't even
$800,
get it.
$900 guns now. $1,000 guns.
Boom. Look at that shit.
That's cool, man.
It's just, oh. Look, it's got the fucking grenade. Wait, here, let me move this.
Yeah, it's grenade.
Boom. Yeah, check this out. You can fucking move this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Savage Sharpshooter dropped in $5 and said, Rittenhouse Rye. It'll hit you harder than a skateboard to the head. Stephen
check
Carroll.
this fucking bolt handle.
Stephen Carroll dropped in $5 and said, damn it, you and Matt are making me want a Chinese SKS. I have a Yugo one already, though. I obviously need both kinds of bayonet, right?
Everyone needs a Chinese SKS.
I don't even know what to grab.
There you go. That's all I got.
Trying to think what I can grab.
I don't
Come
have a
on,
cam
Avery.
close to me, so sorry.
Describe
Yeah,
it.
either do I. So like,
Put it in your hand. What does the girth feel like?
It's
Well, that means you
meaty.
can grab something else, Honda.
It kind of feels like a Star Model BM.
Yeah. How old is it? Is it young?
I don't know the manufacturer date.
That's disappointing.
I know.
What else can you tell me about it? Is it
I know
smooth?
it's over 18 and less than 100.
Ooh.
So
Well,
right in your wheelhouse.
Honda
So-
likes things that are over 18 and still
Nice
bangable.
nice and legal.
Old enough to be fondled with, young enough to be fondled with.
Oh.
Too old to bother, too young to care.
Grabbing that. I don't really feel like turning
How
on
old
the
were you when
cam.
you stopped giving a fuck what people thought about you?
Is it like a panel question or like?
I'd say about early to mid 30s.
I think I was
got a
like
different one.
25 when I fucking stopped giving a fuck what anyone thought.
It was like last year.
FNH, is that a shotgun?
Yeah, I got a different SLP today. I have an SLP
Oh,
tactical.
nice.
I'm still
I
waiting
got
on
one of
my
those-
Palmetto gun to come in. Like
I got one of those Turkish Benelli M4 copies. I actually kind of like it.
Stephen Carroll dropped in $2 and said, "That settles it. I'm buying one." You
Wait,
better
an
fucking-
SKS?
What's he buying?
And they're about as cheap as you can
SKS.
get them right now. They're like what, like $400 and something dollars. Doll
Well,
hairs.
you
on
can-
a certain site.
Oh, at a JG Sales, I know that they have a part number that's around like 39900.
Bud's Gun Shop has them free shipping for a certain amount. That's slightly more than that. Just saying. The problem is they are slathered with fucking Cosmoline.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't think it matters where you get it from. It's going to be just caked in cosmoline.
Dude.
So
It's like they open up the action and like dipped it in a vat of hot fucking grease and then just like close the chamber and put it on the rack. It's fucking
I'm
great.
pretty sure they just have a tub that just like dunk it in and just like pull it out with a crane and they're like, "Yep, this is good."
Yeah, they've got
Depending on what the
55-gallon drums of Cosmoline. They just fucking dunk them into.
Yep.
You got to use mineral spirits.
Aztec Warrior says, you don't want to install a detachable mag kit on that SKS. No. Why would you do that?
With the duck
Like a
bill,
tap
those
go?
are nasty. Yeah.
No, it's just
I have a tap
you're
go on
ruining
mine.
your fucking no. I disagree with that.
What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
They don't work as well as they should. Is the main problem.
I
The
like
I
Tapco
have
ones aren't
one
as
and it
bad,
works.
but the Pro Mag ones sucked because I've had both for my SKS in the past. The Tapcos ran okay, but the Pro Mags they fucking sucked.
I like the
I
metal
bought
flush
one original.
magazine that comes with.
Black Bear Forge says,
I
I
like
got a
that too.
Chinese SKS that was brought back from Vietnam War, no import marks, got it cheap. That's actually fucking cool. Because
That's
that's
dope.
got
That
like
sounds really cool.
that's got Vietnam history in it and shit.
Viet fucking Nam.
It's got like
Yeah,
American
those are
blood
the
on
kind
it.
of guns. Well, those are the kind of guns that are cherished in people's families.
Ghost Shadow says they actually dip them in a trough of heated cosmoline. See, I knew it.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah, because they need to have it flow enough to get into all the nooks and crannies.
yeah,
and
you
thaw it
couldn't
up.
dump it in cold cosmoline. It would be like dipping it in Play-Doh. You know,
Just dropping Vaseline.
it just wouldn't work.
Yep.
Oh shit! Tara dropped in $2 and said, "I posted a disturbing picture in Honda's frogs."
Could be scary.
Let's look.
Wait a
Oh,
minute, wait a minute.
Lord.
I think I'm onto something.
Please
you just
help us
fucking-
through this fucking chat. Let us not
Could you just
see
make, like, a
anything
small-
that is uncouth for YouTube.
We're stuck on F and H right now, so it wouldn't matter.
You know you like that truck.
I like my tamales the
I
way
don't
I
like
like
trucks.
That one that you made over and over?
homemade, sold out of the back of a truck in a parking lot without the government knowing.
You're going to jail.
Only if
God,
you get caught.
80,000 IRS agents coming for you.
I bought some tacos the other day, and they only took cash.
dear
But you only
30
had grass
something
and ass on
lady with a license, I am sorry, Membear was taken out, but you made a terrible mistake. What the fuck? I don't understand. That looks pretty good.
What was the disturbing picture Tara posted?
I don't know. I'm going through all the things Tara just posted.
Oh, Tara Smith.
Military
I don't know, I was
grade
talking-
robot that can eat organisms for fuel.
Never mind.
No, this was a while back that this.
Yeah,
this
we
story
knew about
came
that.
out. We talked about this like a year and a half ago, something like that.
I mean,
And
who doesn't want a battle robot that's self-fueling off of our bodies, you know?
Well, it's basically a fucking robot that has this tank in it that has bacteria that eats organic material and turns it into methane, and then that uses the methane to burn to power its generator to fucking do things.
What happens if you get eaten into that tank, but you're not dead yet?
You get slowly digested by the methane-created bacteria.
Exactly like the Sarlacc pit.
It reminds me of fucking the Tom Cruise War of Worlds movie,
Yeah.
where they would like eat the robots would come by and like fucking take everybody up and then like shit out blood fucking colored fucking jizz everywhere. I don't know what it was. It looked like blood colored jizz. If you ever jizz and it comes out red, that's a bad thing.
I've never done that.
Me either.
So
I'm
I
just-
tried to look up Tara Smith's channel, and a buddy of mine too tried, and neither of us could find that. We were going to look it up and see that she's last chat that I attended with you, which I appreciate the invites, by the way, Honda. The last invite, she had talked about sighting in a rifle at 300, and it was an AR, like an A2 pattern rifle, I believe. It sounded pretty fucking cool, but neither of us, I was just mentioning it so if Tara's out there listening, neither of us could actually find your channel to try to view a video or sub or thumbs up or anything.
So if you go under Matt's Discord under food porn, she posted a video, and you can. It's the links right there. That's how I found it.
Cool. Yeah, I was just like FYIing her in case she had any problem like gaining subs or views or anything like that. There may be a problem.
She's been blacklisted by the Google Mafia.
Or the channel name is just not showing up as a channel name. You need something else like more marketable as a channel name.
You know, like Honda 420.
Dude, that's a problem.
Yes, that
with
will
my
come
channel.
up.
You can't fucking find this shit. If you type in Honda 420, you get like a quad.
I
Or
still
like
like
a
the
snowblower or
shirt,
something.
snowblower.
Yeah.
Are you still a snowblower or are you something else now?
No, I'm a quad. Look it up.
It's a quad.
How many subs
I'm
are you
a-
up to now, Honda?
I'm a quad now.
I'm a quad now. I gave up being a snowblower to be a quad.
Just
How
saying,
many
if you're
subs are you up to?
Almost 2,000. Getting
if
up
you're
there.
Gay Frogs 420, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, you are blacklisted. You've been doing this for a long fucking time. You should be at like 10 times that easy.
But
I know.
but you're black.
That pisses me off.
This suit is black nut. Dude, we're on YouTube. This shit's fucking censorship.
It's
Whenever
got to be, bro,
Honda-
because your show is good.
Whenever Honda blows up and is the next Alex Jones of like Colorado, then
It's fucking entertainment, man.
The international demon monkeys are after your children so that they can fuel their fucking their science experiment into the future.
Okay, roll it back a bit. I
like
gotta
the
be able to
demon
We're gonna
babies.
take your students' eggs and mutate them into some sort of a biological rock species of human beings that's gonna live on this planet for generations to come.
Animal
replace
human
you.
hybrids.
Did Honda start selling vitamins? I need to. We need some
Dude,
boner
Honda, you
vitamins.
should.
We need
You
boner
should get, like
medication.
some men's one a day and start reselling them as frog vitamins.
Boner medication at ehonda.com.
Dude, rather than boner medication, you should make some kind of medication that just makes women like super fucking horny, so they need a boner. If you know what I'm saying.
Women catnip at ehonda.gmail.com/Star Wars.
What
That's
the
called
fuck are we
cocaine.
watching? What
This
the hell is this?
Biden's inauguration.
Is this Russia?
Conservatory. When I see members of the board of the schools that are in control of our children and the way they think, I'm disgusted. This is exactly why my kids are at home, homeschooled, staying away from people like you. They want to poison their minds and think that there's something they should fear. You guys are like the boogeyman. You're creating hysteria, and you're creating a generation of children with social anxiety. You're going to create an entire generation of pill-popping junkies. And this is going to be your doing, because they have no idea what other people's faces and smiles look like. They're going to grow up in a world of angry, bitter people, pissed off citizens who have no idea. This mouth plays a major role in nonverbal communication. I've taken psychology classes. I went through the indoctrination camps. I got my bachelor's degree from Sac State. Okay, I went to Sierra College. I made it through. And you know what? I learned that there are people who will stand up for the kids, and there's people like you. People that pretend like you stand up for the kids because you want the paycheck, you want the cool name. You're president. Well, I'm president too, bro. We're both president of a group. Congratulations. I stand up for the kids. That's the difference. I stand up for the kids in the community. I put my life on the line for these kids. I stand up for everybody's kids in all the communities. You understand? I do it on a 9-to-5 basis. I do it Monday through Sunday, 12 to 12. These women right here, it's sad you beta males let these women lead by example. You are seen as weak, minuscule men. And I tell my board, men like you, those aren't men. You understand? You will be weak, minuscule men the rest of your lives, and I'm not going to let you influence the other boys in this community to be little cucks. You understand? This is a city of men, not betas, non-gender identified people. You understand? Okay? There are men and there are women. And there are betas and there's alphas. And this Omicron crap is a joke. Put the mask off, take a deep breath, go do some yoga, wear your mask, okay? And another time, stop poisoning our children's brains. This is psychological damage. And I know you're looking at me, bro, because you know what I'm saying? It's truth. You know it, you're going to go home and sleep on this, and it's going to bother you. And I'll be back in 2 weeks, bro. I'll be back every 2 weeks. Because I own my own business. I homeschool my kids.
I really want to look this dude in the face and call him a beta male.
What's that?
I really want to look this dude in the face and call him a beta male.
Well, this guy's and this guy are both obviously beta males. So they're just sitting there, just like, oh, my mask is on, and oh,
Yeah.
you're making fun of me. Well, I can't even make eye contact with you.
Your checks, and you best bet
I mean,
I'm gonna bulldoze the people against you guys. There's going to be no easy peasy election next time. You understand? There's going to be at least 2 or 3 of you for each position. It is a whitewash. You guys are toast. You'll not allow for this. I don't care what you've done in your community. This is enough. You can go do all the good you want, but when you poison my kid's mind, it's done. Okay? You crossed the line. So I'm letting you know. We're pissed, and it's enough.
That guy's
I'm
badass.
surprised they didn't SWAT him for that.
I'm glad I can click on that.
Ooh, what you got there?
Same gun, just my SKS.
This
Did
yes.
you guys see Tim Pool get swatted?
I heard about it.
Yeah, apparently I don't know what the deal is behind it, right? It was either someone who was specifically going after Tim Pool's podcast because they did it when he was on air, or it was just a coincidence. I think it's more likely that they were going after his podcast because, as far as I know, there was no actual crime going on. It was just a hoax thing that happened. And they came in, like, I forget what the term is where they have to come in because of fucking, like, they don't have to have a warrant or whatever. They can just come in.
Probable cause.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's got a name. Exigent circumstances is what it's called.
Exigency.
But yeah, they came into his fucking house when they were doing a fucking live stream and walked right into the studio where they were looking for dead bodies. Like, dude's in the middle of a fucking sentence talking about like globalism or whatever, and they're like, "Where's the dead body?" Like, dude, are you fucking kidding? Like, get the fuck out of here. But that happened. It's lucky that they didn't get shot. It's lucky that the cops didn't come in with an itchy trigger finger, that Ian Crossland wasn't running for the bathroom, that the dude was outside fucking ready to, like, greet the people because he was skateboarding. Like, there were things going on that prevented it from happening in a bad way, but if those things hadn't happened, someone could have got shot at Tim Pool's facility or whatever you want to call it.
Compound.
Yeah.
For the purposes of the news, it's a compound.
But yeah, dude, I mean, welcome to 2022.
Where's Matt?
I don't know.
Should get that whore
Probably
here.
finally eating his food.
Did he get his pizza?
Possibly not. He probably has to go like make his own pizza.
Yeah, Matt was waiting 3 hours for a fucking pizza, apparently.
Probably busy plowing the wife's field about now, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. Elaborate.
This is a wholesome channel.
His dick is the hoe.
What part is the field? Is it her mouth or her ass or
I don't
what?
fucking know. Whatever fucking part she wants it to
You gotta
be.
plow
Jesus
those
Christ.
holes out, man. All of them. Just plow
Man,
all
shit.
the
Put in work,
holes.
motherfucker.
Make them ready for fertile planting.
You have to rape those motherfucking fields. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
With
shit, dude.
consent.
How old is Matt? He's like
That's-
3 years older than me. 4 years.
The
He's
only way
like
to do it,
43.
I think he's. I thought he was like 43ish or something. Maybe 44.
Can you imagine having a kid at 43? That means when the
No.
kid turns 18, you're 61.
Did we
Matt's
just have
having a kid?
No, I'm saying imagine if you had a kid at that age.
Oh.
Like, you better not.
Well,
have
is it with like a new, younger, hotter woman?
I'm just saying,
That's
like,
freaking
you'll
better.
never see that kid grow up. Like, he will deal with his adult life without you. Is the problem?
He'll change
Unless you
your
just
diapers.
fucking eat kale and jog every day. I don't know.
Eat kale and jog. Honda's new plan.
No, even then you'd probably die quicker.
No, you
Yeah,
just
that's
fucking drink and womanize
You
like
should-
Daniel Craig.
Drink, womanize, and eat bacon.
Drink bacon grease instead of water.
Yep.
That's what you
You're
need to do.
lubricated.
I call it fat fuel.
Fight milk.
Yep.
That's the power
Oh
of
god, I
milk.
love that show, dude. Fucking Always Sunny always
It's
makes
so
me happy.
good, man.
Fight milk.
Fight milk. I still love that fucking Frank's Fluids brings in the Chinese motor oil using Rudy Giuliani's hair.
Dude, I need to watch the newest season. Was it any good?
The
Oh,
first
yeah.
episode is like them being responsible for everything that happened in 2020, man.
Makes sense to me. I bet it was Frank's fault.
Some of it was.
Some of it was Frank's fault. Some of it was Dennis and Max. Some of it was
D
Charlie and D's.
I love how Charlie made the costumes for the Capitol Hill riots.
Yep.
I got a subject.
Wow, I'm drunk.
Are there any new gun parts that anybody in this chat or in the text chat out there, any new gun parts that anybody's looking to get here pretty soon?
Gun parts? No, nothing.
Yeah,
no.
you know,
I mean, I don't know how.
stocks, parts, anything.
I still have to finish building my Nada Glock, but I don't know when I'm going to do that. 'cause I have
Everyone
other
needs an echo
expenses.
trigger. If you have an AR-15 and you don't have an echo trigger, fuck you.
I'm trying to decide if I
one.
want another 320 to go with the Raider, or if I want to get a 365 to go with it.
Oh, okay, for like deep carry concealment.
Yeah, like I'll have.
I would
the
recommend
Raider
one. I
in a
like
bag,
it.
right? I want a handgun to kind of pair with it.
I like my 365.
The
It's a very
320
nice
with
gun
sheer
if you need.
magazines, which is pretty cool.
Does it?
The
Didn't know
320 with the other 320, yeah.
Oh, I was confused. I thought you were saying with the P365. That's why I was like,
No.
clearly I didn't know that.
I wish it did.
Yeah, no, that would make sense. It obviously doesn't because it's a redesigned magazine for that.
Yeah.
They both are redesigned magazines, I guess. Okay, well, anybody else angry?
I still got to finish building out my Nada Glock, but I don't know when I'm going to do that because I
What
have
do you,
to pay for a move and everything here in a month and a half.
Oh, yeah,
so.
but I meant list off what all you need for that.
Oh, I still need lower parts kit. I need complete upper slide. I already have it in a cart. Like I already found a place with all the parts and stuff. It's going to cost me like $375 with shipping. So all in all, not bad. I just don't want to spend $375 right now when I don't know what I'm going to have to put for a down payment on an apartment and moving truck and all that stuff.
I want to get the Geisley triggers for the Scar 16 and Scar 17 that I have.
Hold on. If this dude sneezes, it's over for everyone in the room.
Yeah. Did he borrow that shirt from his little sister? It looked better on her. Fuck.
Why does everyone fucking care about sports so much?
I don't know.
Sports ballers.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on your thing. I mean,
it literally makes
like
no sense to me
red
whatsoever
circus,
when you consider the enormity of the scale of the things that are happening in the world right now for you to fucking put any amount of attention whatsoever on something so arbitrary as fucking stupid professional sports. You're a fucking retard, and you deserve every fucking thing that this world has to throw at your fucking feet to fuck your life over because you weren't paying attention.
I'm not going to say it. I mean, clearly you're not a sports fan.
Why
and that's
why
fine.
is this country fucked right now?
You're allowed to have your own
Why
feelings.
is this country fucked right now?
It's not because of sports.
Why is this country fucked right now?
Because of people blindly and willfully
because people
turning,
don't pay attention to
turning a
anything.
blind eye.
Because the whole world is passing people by while they're watching fucking retarded ass, dumb fucking sports ball instead of paying attention to what they fucking need to be paying attention to.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. I mean, I know plenty of people that watch sports that also pay attention to shit. Like
that's fine, but they're the minority in that group.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same thing though. The people that watch the Kardashians, or
it's all bread and circuses,
or people that are like, oh, I gotta catch the latest episode of fucking Dancing with the Stars or whatever. I don't even know what's on cable TV anymore.
Well, and you could say the same thing about us with fucking nerdery, right? Like with all like the MCU stuff and whatever.
Yeah,
right? But that's not my main focus. That's like tertiary focus of mine, right? It's not even secondary.
Let's get down to the crux of it. What do you hate so much about pro sports?
The fact that it's bread and circus for the masses to not pay attention to what's actually going on and the rights that they've been taking away from the people for years. And instead of fucking standing up and doing something about it, they're fucking watching the Super Bowl.
Okay. I was just trying to help. You know.
I'm drunk enough to fucking say that whole sentence. Fuck off.
Good job, bro. Yeah, I was just trying to help you out, co-host you a little bit there.
Sorry.
I don't know how many fucking drinks
I'm sorry I yelled at
Crazy,
everybody. I didn't
man.
mean it. You guys aren't the ones that I'm mad at. It's not the people here. It's the other ones that are just like, I've got a Broncos hoodie thingy thing. I love the Broncos, and I know nothing.
Bro, it's the Raiders and the Chiefs at my work, and the guys, when they start fucking talking about this dumb shit, I literally just put my hood down and start welding. Like, I ain't got time for this shit.
Sports ball.
I'm sorry I yelled. I didn't mean it. Daniel says, you ever played DayZ Honda? Yes, we played DayZ. It wasn't my favorite. It was okay.
Oh, speaking of playing games, does anybody in here have any intent on getting the Call of Duty Vanguard or
No, fuck no.
Battlefield? What's wrong with it?
Nope. So Call of Duty
Okay.
Vanguard can go fuck themselves because they basically just reskinned Modern Warfare and are like, hey, it's World War II and you can throw red dots on your Tommy gun because that happened in World War II. Now, granted, I understand. This game is not made for people that have historical accuracy or love firearms. It's made for fucking 8-year-olds and 12-year-olds. They're like, oh, yeah, I ran a BAR
Okay.
without
I'm not
a
an 8
stock.
or a 12-year-old, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't use the optics. Like I like the BAR with iron sights, for example.
Same, but I'm just saying. Like,
I was just trying to see if there was actually like a major reasoning, like the fact that half of the fucking characters are fucking women.
No,
in the
well,
game,
that's
which
the
is
other. I
fine
I didn't even get to the campaign part where there's just historical inaccuracies throughout the campaign, where there's like again like Panzerfaust being used in 1941, and they call it an RPG, and like.
I was going to say your butt funneled into being a woman character.
So Brian Noss didn't drop in money. He just said, and I agree with this. Sports are good for kids, but participation trophies are not. No one should call an athlete a hero. And I 100% agree with that, dude. Like, honestly, if you're in grade school, high school, even college age, there are tons of things that organized sports can teach you about life, about commitment, about follow-through, about duty, about responsibility, about all kinds of things that are completely useful in life, that are very necessary for kids to learn. And I am at no point at all saying anything or disparaging whatsoever children or like young adults participating in sports, because I think that it's a very necessary thing for them to learn. However, when it comes to grown adults who should be taking responsibility for this country and where it's going, who should be taking responsibility for their children and for their lives, are instead getting drunk and watching sports, I have a huge motherfucking problem with it.
What if they're getting drunk and talking to you?
I am so tired of fucking drunk ass people talking to me that I don't even fucking care anymore. Like, I work at a place where people get drunk. I don't like drunk people. I like getting drunk. That's fun.
I honestly don't like drunks either.
But like dealing with a fucking drunken dumb fuck, like I've dealt with like a million of them. Probably not literally, but coming up on literally a million of them. And I have no patience for it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what you do for work. I don't care what information you have, because you're a dumbass right now. And I say that as a drunk person right now. That's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
My friend's mom was a hopeless drunk, and she at like 10 a.m. in the morning, she'd be shit-faced drunk on Diet Pepsi and Southern Comfort. And as soon as I'd meet her, she's like, "Hi, my name's Sharon. I want to show you a magic trick. I'll dance with you." And she'd be fucking playing that "Let's Dance" David Bowie song like at like 11. Wow.
Jack Bauer dropped in. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Never mind. Jack Bauer dropped in $2 and said, "Have you seen the new 30 super carry ammo coming out? I've heard of it. Isn't there like 2 guns that they make that it even fucking shoots it?"
Yeah.
What is
Did
it?
they make a gun for it yet?
30 super carry.
Smith & Wesson makes one, and I want to say it's one of the other like 1911.
What is
companies.
the parent case of this? And I'm guessing it's neck down to 30.
I think it's 38.
Like a 380?
380 neck down to 30.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm confused by the need for this, but
It's
maybe
like
it
a
has
100 grain
like
bullet that goes
carbine.
1,200 feet per second.
That
It's
sounds
supposed to
like
have
WNBA.
It's supposed to have like more penetration than 9mm, and like you can get 2 more rounds
than 380. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can have 2 more rounds in like a magazine. So like, because I think Smith & Wesson makes a shield or something in it. So instead of getting 10 rounds in a magazine, you get 12. But it's, I mean, cool if it blows. If it blows up and it becomes popular, cool. But like, in my opinion, this is going to be like the next like niche caliber that like is just not going to go anywhere.
They already make this caliber. It's called 32 NAA.
Instead of making this brand new caliber, they should have just continued on focusing on what the people want, which is getting that fucking 9mm ammo down to about a $200 price point. Between, you know what I mean? Even 200 and 300 would be acceptable at this point.
For a round?
But to get that shit shipped to the house, I'm saying like 30 cents a round.
I'm assuming
20 to 30 cents a round.
Yes.
Shipped to the house. I would be happy with 20 cents a round.
$300
Stephen Carroll dropped in $2 and said, "My Patriot hat can't melt steel beams unless it was made out of thermite."
Well, you
Joe
see
Shadow
the
says-
glass melts from the jet fuel, and then the lens forms the Archimedes death ray.
I hate you. Ghost Shadow says, F Sports charged $30 per month sports tax. I know in Denver, we paid for Mile High Stadium as taxpayers for the fucking sports ball team to play in. That then they make millions and millions of dollars off of playing in. And then they charge the people hundreds and hundreds of dollars if you want a ticket to go see a game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just seems like a misallocation of valuable government tax resources to me.
Well, they do that type of stuff. Like, perfect example, like Vegas with Raiders Stadium. So the Raiders moved to Vegas. They spent a bunch of money building a new stadium, but that money is going to come around to them because now when games are happening in the stadium, it brings in more people. So thus those people are going to be staying, in hotels and stuff like that, spending more money in business at local establishments. Now, granted, it's Vegas, so it's casinos, whatever. But that's typically why cities do that type of shit.
Do you think things will get so bad that they'll cancel professional sports?
No.
I hope.
They did in 2020.
They did, but they canceled in-person attendance. But I don't see that getting...
the WNBA yet.
The WNBA has never made a profit in their entire history in a single year.
Yeah, well...
The WNBA has literally lost millions and millions of dollars every single year on every single team that's ever played in the WNBA. And the players in the WNBA complain because they don't make as much money as the men. Isn't that funny? Isn't that hilarious?
I'm gonna go join the WNBA, Honda.
You go dunk on those bitches, and I'll cheer for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, slam dunk in their face.
That will be the one time I will give my exception to sports ball fucking entertainment.
He'll be season pass holder.
Although I was talking about sports the other day, there's one sporting event that I do enjoy watching. Do you guys know
wrestling naked female.
Do you know what it is? No, it's not that.
That's mine.
You know what it is if you know me well. I've talked about it before.
Is it that thing where the otters look cute and eat food off their bellies?
No, it's not that one. I don't even. Is that a sport?
I think so.
No, no. I have no idea.
The Isle of Man.
TT racing. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God! Someone dies every single year. Watching it, my hands fucking sweat watching this shit. It is the most intense shit you've ever fucking seen on a fucking screen in your entire life. Because at any moment, someone's gonna fucking die, and every single fucking time they do the competition, someone fucking dies.
Someone dies.
Don't know who. Don't know who it's gonna be. You know
what is it that they're doing?
They're riding on motorcycles around an island at the top speed that they can possibly do it, hitting speeds of over 200 miles an hour, going around corners where on a racetrack there'd be like gravel and fucking like hay bales and stuff to fucking stop you from hurting yourself.
Wall.
Here, there's brick walls that are hidden behind moss, so it looks like a nice green fucking spot to land, but it's a fucking hard rock that you're gonna die on. Dude, It's fucking awesome.
And it's this little island like between England and Ireland, and so like it's all small little like country roads that are windy and twisty, and literally it's like, yep, here's a stone wall, or like here's the side of a pub that like Steve just fucking plowed into at 250 miles an hour.
Yeah, and every turn, every corner has a name because someone died there, and they're like, oh, this is Crocodile Hill because Crocodile died here in 1972 going around this corner.
Yep.
It's fucking awesome, dude. I love that race.
I do love like some auto racing just because like the stakes are so freaking high. Like that's why I used to love like old like Group B rally racing videos. If you ever watch that stuff from like back in the 80s, like they banned it because spectators were just lining the sides of the roads and like here comes a Subaru over a hill and just plowed into 10 people. Like,
well, it happens. You know,
maybe you shouldn't have stood there, you fucking dumb fuck. There's a race going on. Did you get that Instagram post? Nice job. Stephen Carroll says, I always thought Honda was into curling.
He is a competitive curler.
Honda would be if he saw it.
That'd be the one sport that you get into, like while drinking beer and getting high and stuff, I would think.
Yep. It's like hockey, but with more fights.
I used to do giant slalom, if you know what that is. On skis, giant slalom. It's basically like the high-speed racing of skiing competitively. I was in the Junior Olympics for a short period of time before my mom got cancer and died. Then we didn't have money to do it anymore. So, unfortunately, my dreams of becoming an Olympic giant slalom racer never came to fruition. However, there for a little while, I was really into it. It was a lot of fun. Again,
Sorry about your mom.
Sports for kids. Thank you. Sports for kids are a really good thing, and I think that competitive, what would you call it? Like
the competitive nature.
Teaching, yeah.
Well, just having to have that kind of dedication to something where you're that competitive with it teaches you how to have that determination in life. And
it can also teach you how to think for yourself.
Well, there's a lot of kids out there who all they do is play Fortnite, you know? And when life comes around and puts an obstacle in your way, it's going to trip them up. Versus if you're into something bigger than Fortnite, maybe that obstacle doesn't trip you up as bad.
I agree. Growing up, I was in several sports, football, baseball, basketball. I wrestled. And the takeaway that I got, now that I'm this age, I'm 39. My dad's been gone for many years. And looking back, I'm not religious, but I'll use the term, I was fucking blessed. I had a father that took me to every practice. He was at every game. I told you, he made sure I was in all those fucking sports. It taught me a lot. And looking back, I have a lot of good memories from it. And it probably helped me become who I am today. But that being said, I don't fucking pay attention to that shit now. There was a time and a place for it in my life, and I ain't got no fucking time or place for that shit. I don't need a bunch of millionaire assholes putting out their fucking politics and fucked up views on America the way it is.
What weight did you wrestle?
Oh, I was the 160. It was like 162.
I thought it was 160 and then 171.
It could have been. Maybe I was always a fat ass and always had to shave 2 pounds every week. Sounds about right. I can remember fucking being in the locker room.
Dude, as a freshman in high school, I wrestled 189s.
You were tall and lanky, weren't you?
No, I was built like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I remember once I wrestled a guy in my weight class, and he was like trying to force a cat into a box. He was just like all fucking skin and bones, and he was like extremely lanky as fuck and super tall. Like this kid had to be like 6'4", but in my weight class, yeah, it was terrible. It was a draw.
There was a guy in my neighborhood when I was growing up who used to bury cats up to their neck and then run them over with a lawnmower.
Jesus.
That guy over with a fucking lawnmower. Jesus Christ. Son of a bitch.
Multiple cats. It wasn't just one. It was like 3 or 4, if I remember correctly. And it was this huge thing. There were people who were like, I don't know, like people in the neighborhood were putting up flyers, like looking for they thought it was a Satan worshiper who was like doing stuff. Like no one knew what to do. No one ever caught the guy. No one knew who did it. Could have been a teenager or something for whatever anyone knew. Isn't that fucked up?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although in the grand scheme of ways to die, that's not the worst. It's a pretty bad one.
I would have tied him to a tree, and then I would have used my 15,000-pound winch to rip his limbs off.
God damn.
Well, you don't fucking do that to. I mean, I know it's a little.
You don't do that to an
extreme,
animal.
but
no, I agree with you.
yeah, that's what that's what I'm saying. That's like the ultimate. If that had been my kitty, I would never hurt someone. But you get what I'm saying. If that had been
I like the bandsaw that I have because it'll cut through anything, but sometimes it takes a really long time.
Once I had a kitten, and it was an outside. We had an outside cat, and she had kittens. And there was this cute little fucking innocent white kitten. And I remember we went to the store, and I wasn't gone by like 15 minutes or some shit. And I came back, and all that was left of that little kitten was about fucking 2 inches, 3 inches of his tail down to the tip. It was fucking horrible. It was just chopped off and bloody. Fucking hawks got him. Broad daylight, just fucking big old meat hawk in Missouri.
Honda's getting ready to barf.
No, I was coughing. Blackbird Forge says, never was in sports in school. I do hunting and target shooting. And I'm not saying that your child or whoever, you as a child, needed to be in sports. I'm saying that you as a child or your child needs a challenge. They need something that's going to hone their ability to fucking strap down and get shit done, to work hard, to increase their skill. Something like target shooting and hunting does that just fine, in my opinion. And yes, I do have a story for everything. How old are you? I've been alive since 1981. I have lots of stories. I've been lots of places.
Bro, I got one worse than that.
I've been inside of lots of vaginas.
Yeah, that's nice. My boss has a fucking saying for every year. So you know what I'm saying? So like no matter what age you say someone is, he has like a fucking retarded rhyme saying for that age. So like 41 and done. Like some retarded shit like that.
Playing King's Corner, like 2 fuck you, 3 fuck me, 4 to the floor, 5 to the sky, ace to the face. I forget what all the fucking cards meant. Okay, another story about that. Zombie killer. When I was a freshman in college, we were playing King's Corner, which is that game which I was just describing with a deck of cards. And you're supposed to play it with beer, right? You're supposed to play it with like beer or a mixed drink or something that's lighter than hard alcohol, but all we had was rum. Cheap rum at that. And in this particular game, I got fucked.
Was it the stuff below the shelf that has Captain Morgan but has a pirate on it?
It's like a plastic bottle and it's clear.
Yeah, that's it.
So
they call it Captain Morgan.
Pull a card, it was like 2 fuck you Honda. And then I pull a card, 3 fuck me, I guess I got a drink. 4 to the floor, fuck I'm last. 5 to the sky, fuck I'm last. You know what I mean? Like down the line. I drank 52 cards in a deck. I drank 37 shots. And I had alcohol poisoning. And I almost died.
But did you die?
Did you die?
I missed a week of class, dude. Like in college that you're paying for. I missed like 4 fucking days of class because I couldn't show up because I couldn't get out of bed. I laid down in the like we had 2 people per room because I lived in the dorms at that time. My roommate's bed was across the room from mine. I was so drunk, I thought his bed was my bed. I laid down in his bed. I passed out. I threw up in his bed. I got up, took off my clothes, and went laid down in my bed. He was so fucking pissed.
I mean, I can only imagine why.
Yeah, he was not happy with me. I'm sorry, whatever your name was. I don't even remember. I honestly don't remember what your name was. That's how important you are to me.
Who is that a picture of that we're looking at?
Well, let's see. We got on the right, we've got Roger Stone. We've got looks like Tucker Carlson, and I don't know who these 2 dudes are.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I could go for some more of though, Honda, is that fucking all that booty twerkings you kept showing us last time. That was fucking gold right there, brother.
That was Matt trying to distract me from my chat.
Booty twerking.
I was wondering what that was.
No, that's Matt coming in and being like, I'm a fucking dickhead, and you're trying to do something right now, but I'm going to slap my dick all over it and leave dick smell on it so that it smells like penis.
Well, who's the one that can't have enough self-control that they can't like
I don't know. How many chats do you do, motherfucker, that you're trying to fucking say things on? I'll fucking fuck with your shit, too.
Is he a co-moderator? How did he screen share without your?
Yes, he's a co-moderator. I'm going to take that power away. This motherfucker.
I was wondering what the fuck. I thought it was you. That's why I was like, bro, you were awesome. I love that. It was the best.
This motherfucker right here. He won't even show up to my chat right now because his pizza wouldn't show up.
Matt, please come on the chat and co-moderate with the booty clappings.
He got mad because I was laughing at his pain earlier. His pizza wasn't
like a
showing up,
heart
and I was
shape.
laughing about it.
I got a pizza with a cauliflower crust just to try it.
Ugh,
And it's
it's
like
so
cardboard.
bad.
God.
So bad. Don't do it.
I've done it in the past too because I was like, I wonder how bad this is, and it's like, oh, yep, actually worse than what I thought it was going to be.
It was like a fucking like chalupa pita bread thing from Taco Bell with pizza on it.
You ever tried a pepperoni on wheat crust?
No.
It is fucking delicious. There's a place called Shakespeare's Pizza in Columbia, Missouri, where the Missouri Tigers play. If you're ever through Columbia, like I said, Shakespeare's Pizza, get you a
I've been to
pepperoni pizza on
Missouri
wheat
before.
crust. And it's like a really neat little bar. They've got all these different, all these different specialty beers and shit. I'm telling you, with the fucking wheat crust, that pizza pops. They make it right there and fucking hand toss it and all that shit.
I've been to
If you ever
Missouri
see 'em, it's pretty awesome.
one time, and it was actually while playing sports in high school. We went out there my senior year to play a game against the Jefferson City, Missouri football team.
30 minutes. Yep, played them many times. 30 minutes away.
As far as Missouri goes, at that time they were undefeated for 10 years, right?
Yep, Jeff City was always really fucking good.
And they came to our school my junior year, and we trounced them. We embarrassed these guys, right? And the deal was, they came to us our junior year. We went to them my senior year. So we go out to Missouri, and like we're the night before the game, we're getting ready and like doing our practice and stuff. As soon as we left the practice field, they turned on the sprinklers in the field, and the whole thing turned into a mud bowl. We went to our hotel that we were staying at. All of the Jefferson City, Missouri high school girls had rented rooms in the same hotel as us, and they were knocking on our doors until 3 o'clock in the morning, keeping us up for reasons which I participated in. And the next day, we lost by 7 points because they were all big, fat Jefferson, Missouri fucking corn-fed ass motherfuckers who still had traction in the mud, versus us Colorado boys didn't weigh quite as much. We were quicker and could take turns, but you can't make a cut in the mud. So they took away our advantage, and we lost by 7 points. And we were tired from all the Jefferson, Missouri girls being in our rooms and knocking on our doors till 4 a.m.
I mean, it's called the Show Me State for a reason. They showed
I went to college in Missouri.
What college?
MSU in Springfield.
Oh, okay. I've not heard of that college, but I've been to Springfield before. That's where that was like the first Bass Pro I ever went to. There, did you ever go there? There's a fucking massive Bass Pro there.
Yeah, I've been there. I went to Mizzou a couple of times though on like some archaeology trip things where we were like either going to see their shit or we were taking shit up there for them to see.
Yeah, that's some really cool shit on display in some of their older buildings. And my grandparents lived literally a block away from that fucking stadium.
Shit.
Literally right there in the neighborhood.
This is what you were talking about earlier. I couldn't find.
What the fuck is this?
Holy shit.
Do those people just die?
Probably.
Hold on, can we slow this down?
Yeah, put it at quarter speed.
Yeah, some of them just died, I think.
This boat right here, everyone on it died.
Holy shit. Yeah, when you can see that black shit flying through the air above the water, you know something really bad just happened. That's debris flying through the water.
God damn it.
What?
I don't know.
What was that chick doing? Right there.
drinking something. I don't know. If I click on that, I will never see what she's doing.
Yep.
She's gonna show her tits.
If you click on that, you will never, ever, ever, ever find what you're looking for. You're like, oh, what is this chick doing? Let me click on it. Here, let's do an experiment. Let me.
I was
wait.
looking for titties.
Oh,
and
there's
booty
not the
clappings.
picture. Let me scroll down. Oh, that's still not the picture. Oh, let's scroll down. Oh, that's still not the picture. Oh, let's scroll down. Oh, that's still not the picture. You will never see what you're looking for. Ever, 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 ever. And it pisses. Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, there's
Titty
the
and booty
exception.
clappings.
Booty clapping.
God damn it. Why am I so angry? I need to chill
Oh
out.
shit.
Probably
She
because
used it
you've
for
been
carpet
drinking
cleaning.
heavily.
It's fucking savage.
Actually, it hasn't been.
Well, I mean, if I could finish a fucking sentence, it would help. It's Savage's
You fucker.
fault, and what's his name? Fucking earlier. Savage and
Matt?
no, it wasn't. No, it has nothing to do with Matt.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Wasn't it something Matt that did the
It
super
was
chat?
Garrett.
Garrett.
Gun Library
He-
Garrett. That's who it was.
I thought it was Gun Library Matt for some reason.
No, it's probably time for another chat if Garrett's got another 2750.
Tony Bones said 5 dead, 30 injured, and 20 missing. 20 missing? That means 25 dead.
Man, my heart goes out to the
That's
the
insane.
families.
Dude.
It's tragic.
Reich Tom Reich Thumb says, "Are you in Colorado? I go there sometimes. My cousin said I can only carry 20 round magazines when I go there. Is that true? Actually, it's 15 rounds. However, I don't know what it is for out-of-staters, right? Because if you're out of state, like our laws don't necessarily apply to you. As far as your possession of a firearm that you own in Colorado, you're supposed to have grandfathered fucking traceable lineage of your magazines showing that you've had them since before the magazine ban came into effect in 12 or something like that. I forget when they did it. So unless you had that magazine since before then you can't have it. We have a 15 round magazine limit in Colorado. However, no one enforces it. As far as I know, there's only been like one poor sap who's even been charged with anything relating to that. And it was because he got red flagged and they came into his house and took his guns. And he happened to have some magazines that were above 15 rounds. And so they charged him and now he's got to go to court for it. I mean, that happened after the Aurora shooting, the one at the Batman fucking theater in Aurora. Who, by the way, there's this chick that I'm talking to right now who was at that theater that night and claims if you watch the security videos, she was the second person out of the theater.
So is that chick pro-gun or anti-gun?
I don't know. I didn't ask. It hasn't come up.
Does she like
me either.
Batman movies?
Yeah,
She
how do you
said
feel
she
about
never-
Batman?
She said she would never go to a movie theater again.
One of the chicks that was interviewed actually came out and said she was still extremely pro-gun, that she didn't want the only person in that situation to have been the madman with the gun.
Well, what's strange about it is she's the second person who I've worked with at my current job who was in that theater that night. Second, not first.
Well, you're in that
First
state,
chick-
though.
The first chick, her brother got shot in the leg and had to have it amputated.
Was she the one that saw the demons?
No. And she was still pro 2A. So her brother lost her leg in the fucking theater and she was still pro 2A. So there's some hope out
It's
there.
pretty hard to be anti-gun after you've been victimized, am I right? Because that's typically what swings an anti-gun person around to our side, is that they've been victimized and they say, hey, golly gee, I don't want to be a fucking victim next time. I'm going to be in control of my own destiny.
First gun that I bought was after my house got robbed when I wasn't there. Someone broke into my front door with a crowbar and stole a bunch of shit from my house. The first thing I did was take the money that I had left and go to Walmart and buy a shotgun.
Buy
a shotgun?
Honda means baseball cards.
I still have it. It's a Maverick 88. I still have that
Nice.
motherfucker. Bought that back in 2006.
What furniture? Black synthetic furniture?
It doesn't fucking matter. I bought it back in 2006. I've had that shit since. I cut it down. It's 18 and a half.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Do you have a pistol grip on it?
Yeah, it's got a pistol grip.
That doesn't matter.
It's just a gun. It doesn't matter. It's the oldest gun that I've continuously had. I guess that matters. That's the part that I was getting at. And that's
It
what
doesn't
got me
matter.
into it.
It's
That's the
just
thing
a
that got me
gun.
into it, though, was the fact that I got robbed. That someone came into my house
Yes.
with a crowbar, fucking forced their way in, walked through my
Yep.
shit, and took whatever they wanted. And I was like, never
Yep.
again will it be that easy for you.
That was my point, was that someone, once you've been victimized, it's very hard to not want a gun.
Well, that was the only gun that I had for like 10 years, dude. Because I don't know, like I didn't really feel the need to like collect guns and have a bunch of them or whatever, and I didn't really have much money to spend on them anyway. It was part of the problem, honestly. But
Boomstick.
having a 12 gauge shotgun, I felt pretty fucking protected, you know? As long as you got ammo for it. Can't carry more than one gun at a time. I mean, you can, but you can't use more than one gun at a time. I mean, you can, but you can't really use more than one gun at a time well.
And when he
Effectively,
went
yeah.
to select his shotgun, he listened to Never Enough Ammo, and that's how he met him.
No, I went to Walmart and picked the cheapest shotgun that they had, is how I got it.
Yeah.
That's the same way
used,
Matt got that shotgun.
Use Never Enough Ammo's link.
If it had been the same day, like only now, it would have been some like Turkish, like fucking whatchamacallit shotgun.
Hey, I bought a Turkish Benelli M4, and I like it.
I'll tell you what, though.
I was
Like,
into Turkish.
never
and
having
Benelli.
gone through the gun buying process back then, not knowing even though that there was a process. Like, I just went to Walmart and knew that they sold guns and tried to buy one. And I didn't know if there had been some law that or crime or whatever that I had done in the past that would preclude me from being able to own one or whatever, that the system might or might not allow me to buy one or whatever it is. So, like, I put my name in the fucking thing and they called the number because it wasn't online back then. They had to call a number and wait on hold. And the entire time, this lady's looking at me like I fucking stepped on a puppy and stole her toddler's fucking lollipop while she's fucking waiting for the gun. Oh my God, I felt like a fucking shithead. And that's exactly how they want you to feel. If you're a fucking new gun owner getting into this shit and you don't know where to go, so you end up going to Walmart and then you have that kind of experience, how many times do you think you're going to go back and buy another gun? The answer is never, because you don't want to go through that shit again, you know? And that's how they want it. They want as few people buying as few guns as possible so that America's not armed, so that when they decide to come through and disarm everybody so that they can fucking have more control over everything than they've ever had, it will be as easy for them as possible. And I think that we should be showing by example and encouraging every group of law-abiding, like constitutional thinking American, not even that, just like law-abiding American, right? People who fucking go by the rules. Every single one of them should be buying a gun. And we should be encouraging every single one of them to buy a gun. Because at some point or another, everyone's going to become after for whatever it is. And the more people that have guns, the harder it is for the government is going to have doing whatever program they want to do. So we need to fucking do that now while it's still able to fucking have any gun that is able to be bought right now. You know, like the more guns in the more people's hands, the better, in my opinion.
More guns, more better.
So I heard the argument pivoted from gun control to gun safety with this Alec Baldwin thing.
Of course, because anything except for Alec Baldwin did something wrong. And anytime you can use anything to twist it around to make it anti-gun in any way, you know that's exactly what they're going to do. Someone died from a gun.
I was saying this could be good for this because it can change that narrative.
We need to mutate this and twist it around in such a way that it shows that anyone who believes that firearms are good is bad. You know, that's how they always do it.
I think Alec Baldwin needs to be hung by the gun community and hung out to dry and said, no, you fucking killed that woman. The gun didn't do a goddamn thing but follow your direction.
He needs to be charged with the crime that fits his complicity with the situation. He says
he pointed the gun and fired.
He says that he pointed the gun as he was appointed to by the person who was directing. He pulled back the hammer as he was told to. Then he let go of the hammer and it went off. His finger wasn't on the trigger. That part I feel like is a lie.
Well, yeah, so many people have killed their loved ones or their friends or their family or a neighbor with a gun that they never pulled that damn trigger when we both know that they probably did.
Well, it's a
But it was
single
easy
action
for them to say
army,
that
right?
was.
So maybe he was holding the trigger down and he just let it go and it fired.
He says his finger
Not
wasn't
what-
on the trigger, right? Here, watch.
Yeah, I know, but he's clearly a liar. If you
So
watch,
he
the
says
video.
his finger wasn't on the trigger. He pulled back the hammer to the point right before the fucking first click, right? Because if you pull it back a little bit further, right there, it clicks. Now, if you let it go, nothing happens, right? So if you pull it back just before then and let it go, which is hard to do, by the way, to let it go without pulling it past that point so it goes forward and actually has some force. Well, look what happens when you do that. Where did the hammer fall? Nowhere that it would set off a primer. I mean,
Yeah,
this
I
is a
don't
black
believe it.
powder gun, but it's the same principle. Now, if you pull it back all the way and your finger's on the trigger, then it goes off. That's what I think he did.
No, I say we need to hold them accountable because, like I told you, if somebody comes to your workplace, you're the bartender. They say, "Give me a bourbon and Coke double." Okay, I'll serve you a double. You know what? Make that 2 of them. Just give me. I'll take 2 doubles. You serve the guy 2 doubles. He fucking takes them back to his table. You think he's serving him and someone else. He fucking chugs both drinks, and then he drives out of that place and fucking crashes his car, kills him and his girlfriend. You're not fucking liable for that shit. His dumbass is. He's the one that committed the act.
Are you sure about
No
that?
different than that drunk guy.
Are you sure
That's
about
my
that?
fucking opinion.
Well,
That's how it should be because you didn't fucking crash that car. You didn't make him drink those drinks. You simply did your job.
Your opinion and reality are two different things.
This country is based off of opinion. Go ask fucking the Supreme Court. They make fucking opinion all the time that turns into law.
Yeah, but the law in that case is not accurate. When you're serving alcohol, you are responsible for.
You're liable for
But
the
if you only
person's
serve-
actions. So if you overserve somebody and they go get in a car accident and kill a mother, right? You get
in that case where you served them 2
financially
drinks?
come after. You can lose your job. You can lose your liquor license. They specifically make you take classes so that the establishment isn't legally liable. You are.
How are you liable if you only served the person 2 drinks? Answer me that one.
Court can come after you. They can make a case.
Yep.
I mean, did you have Punisher grips on your glass?
If they like have a receipt with your name on it, or they say I was at this bar and this was my bartender, or I was at this bar and
No.
the cops come there and discover that you were the bartender or the server and you gave them the drink. Guess what? You're charged.
Yep.
I forget what the charge is. You get legally charged with something and you're financially liable. You have a automatic fine that's hit against you. You lose your ability to ever serve alcohol again in the state of Colorado. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Most states are like that. I know Pennsylvania's like that. Arizona's like that. I mean, a lot of states are like that. Because even though you only serve them 2 drinks, you're supposed to be able to tell whether or not they are.
And moreover, you have the ability and the power to cut anybody off at any time. So if you come to me and you're like, hey, man, can I just get one more drink? I can tell you, no. I don't have to ask a manager. I don't have to get anybody. I make that call on the spot until you know, I'm sorry, you're cut off. But the problem is, right, like you've got $100, $150, $300 tab, let's say. You come to me with like, hey, man, can I get one more drink? And I know you've had too many, and I cut you off. What happens to my tip on that $300 tab?
Yep.
So that's the conundrum. That's the fucking part where you got to walk that tightrope that most people don't understand, that you're putting them in that position, in that fucking moral position of actually doing their job and upholding the law and doing what they're supposed to do, or do what they want, do what you want so that they might get a bigger tip, right? And there's that fine fucking line that you have to walk, and it's so difficult to do with some people, and it's not appreciated by most, honestly. Like it's something that's I don't even know how to describe it sometimes. It's impossible. Like there's nothing you can do that's correct.
I feel like they killed the chat, brother.
No, knowledge is
I'm
power.
extremely down now.
Pussy, money, weed.
I mean, if you come in, so for instance, in Colorado, marijuana is completely legal, right? You come into the bar and you order a drink, and you smell like a freshly smoked blunt, we have the obligation to tell you to fuck off. Which is kind of funny because I smoke weed and I don't care. But but depending on who it is, I will judge people. And fucking call me what you will for this. I will judge people on the words that come out of your mouth, how you carry yourself, what you're dressed with, who you're with, and I will add all of those things up to give you a score of I'll deal with a little bit of shit from you, or I will not take a fucking thing from you at all. And
So
it's not a racial
you said
thing.
it's 100% legal. Are they allowed to smoke in your bar?
No. It's 100% legal to buy it. It's 100% legal to possess it. It's 100% legal to smoke it within your own habitation. However, it is not legal to smoke it in public, and there is no public area that is licensed to have people come inside and use marijuana.
Doesn't sound 100% to me. Sounds kind of legal.
Well, you can go to a store and buy it.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And you don't need to have a special license as long as you're of age.
It doesn't sound as legal as like alcohol is what I was saying.
It's exactly as legal as alcohol, except there's no
consume it.
There's no place that you can legally consume it publicly. That is the difference.
Right, and that's the point I was just making.
I don't know. I wish Colorado hadn't fucked up and made us first to legalize it. Because it ruined our state, dude. Like, Denver used to be a nice place. Now it's a place where if you go at a certain time of night, you might get shot. Denver used to be a cool place to live. Now it's a place where if you live and you don't have a garage, your motorcycle is going to get stolen. Denver used to be a nice place to take a date out at night. Now, if you take your date there and you get separated, she might get fucking raped by hobos. Like, I'm not even joking, dude. Denver is fucking out of control. And where I work and where I live is outside of Denver, just barely. But if you go a little bit further, a couple miles up the road, it just gets worse and worse. Like, Angry, when you were here,
yep,
you could see, like, okay, this area is nice. You go a block further, it's not as nice. You go a block further, ooh, it's not as nice. You go a block further, ooh, it's even worse. And then, like, it's just like that everywhere you go. Like, certain areas are really nice, and other areas are fucking shitholes. And you could be a mile away from a shithole and be in $1 million house. It's just weird how it works. It's like LA, dude. It's just like LA. It's so much like LA. Like, I'm scared for the future of my state. And the other thing is, like, okay, after Katrina, we took in so many people from Louisiana, right? And then we legalized pot. And then everybody from every shithole piece of fucking shit city in the United States who wanted to move to a place where they could smoke weed and not be bothered moved to Colorado. And places like Chicago, Illinois, and Detroit, and fucking Los Angeles, and, you know, Dallas, and all of these areas where there was just, like, crime and rampant fucking problems. Those people were moving from those areas because they're like, well, at least I can move there and be like, hey, I've got weed to smoke and it's fine. But they brought their problems with them to the point now where the crime rate, the murder rate in Denver is like 300% of what it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I'd have to look at the actual statistic, but it's something like that. And if it was more, it wouldn't surprise me.
You believe any of the conspiracy shit about that Denver airport?
No. I worked for the company that built it. My buddy's dad, who got me the job, worked on the job site every single day that they were building that airport.
Okay, I think it was you that we talked about this then. Sorry.
Well, he would know because that company did the dirt work. So they were the ones who were like, take out that hill, level out this spot, like bring the elevation of this part up to this, compact this area down, like dig this trench here. They did every bit of that from beginning to end. And if there were secret tunnels, he would know. And he specifically, this dude was like a conspiracy kind of guy. And he said specifically to me that was not true and did not happen.
What do you think's up with the weird artwork in that place?
That's the one thing that I don't know about, dude. Might be
Gotta
a
be something up with that.
New World Order fucking
Like conditioning
projections
people.
of what's coming. I don't know what it is, dude.
Something, yeah, that's like conditioning the fuckers that walk through there or something.
Sounds like Honda's the hero Denver deserves, but not the one it needs right now.
What about that Travis Scott incident? You think any of that shit was
Which one was that?
fucking sacrifice shit? Where the people got trampled? And the concert kept going
Oh,
on?
that concert? Yeah, no, I don't know, dude. I don't know anything about that.
I
I
saw-
saw it happen, and it just looked like fucking people being stupid and acting like
Well, I
cattle.
saw a bunch of conspiracy crap afterwards, and that's why I was like, holy shit, there was a lot of weird stuff that they showed in those videos.
Yeah, but anytime
But-
anything happens, there's always people claiming things. So I take that with a grain of salt. Unless you see, like, hey, here's the syringe that we found that people were actually being stabbed with, then I might give it some credence. But just based upon fucking people's hearsay
Maybe
about
there's, like, a
something
lot
that
of
happened at the
coincidence shit.
time and something that was super high stressful or whatever, I don't believe anything that fucking people say.
Yeah, it could have just all been coincidence and circumstantial evidence and not, whatever you call that. Not hard facts.
Riz22 says, I wish we had bars here in VA. They're illegal. You don't have bars in Virginia?
Angry, burnt out, night angry.
Is that true? They don't have bars in Virginia?
Virginia.
VA is Virginia, right?
I was just saying it like the Swiss chef. Virginia.
I didn't know there was a part of America that there was like I know there's like restrictions on the consumption of alcohol, and some places have this rule and some places have that rule, and depending on where you're at, things change, and you got to know where you're at and like what the rules are locally depending on what state it is or whatever. But I didn't know that there were states where you couldn't have alcohol, or at least you couldn't have a bar.
Minnesota. I remember when I went up there, it was real hard to find alcohol or a bar.
Oh, he said too much Navy in VA for no bars. I'm drunk. I read that wrong. No, I didn't read it wrong. Riz said, I just wish we had bars in VA. They are illegal. And then Jason said, too much Navy in VA for no bars. And then Johnny said, yeah, we have bars in VA. So what the fuck are you talking about? You're fucking with me. Oh, they have to serve more food than alcohol. Okay, so there are weird rules like that where there has to be a certain percentage of the alcohol versus food sales. And if you get above a certain amount of alcohol sales, then you lose your fucking license because you have to sell so much food to fucking make up for whatever it is, dude. But I mean, in that case, what you do is you just say like, hey, we're having wing night tonight. And you just like charge everybody $10 when they walk in the door and fucking sell a bunch of wings and you're good, or something. You figure something out. It's not hard to do.
So in Missouri, they attached some ridiculous piece to the law for concealed carry that is if the establishment is over a certain amount of liquor sales, you can't carry in that establishment, even if you're not drinking. What's the butthole doing that just like keeps like, I'm such and such and blah blah blah, I believe in the FPC, blah blah blah, or whatever the fuck that says in the background.
Let's see what he has to say. We're protesting in Montreal today to say no to vaccine mandates.
Hello everybody, I'm in Montreal right now. It's time to protest because we are here to fight for our freedoms, to fight for our rights. That's only the beginning. And I'm saying no to a vaccine passport, no to more segregation, no to everything that they're doing right now to us. They are violating our rights, and it's time to end. That's only the beginning. Follow us. That's a protest here in Montreal today. Thank you.
That was the worst speech I've ever heard.
Yeah, he forgot to yes to gun rights. He talked all about these fucking rights that he doesn't have.
Dude, I could put a more coherent sentence together when I'm fucking numb-faced drunk.
Yep. Sounded like he was eating a fucking sandwich while he was talking.
Hey, over in Montreal, we don't take English too seriously, and we talk with broken, how you say, accent.
He was trying to convert that shit to edible language. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
Edible marijuana. Dude, that shit's crazy. That's a big-ass piece of rock. And when it... Okay, so when something falls over like that, right? It has what's called gravitational potential energy. And since it's so high up at that tip and it's swinging down, all of that force is concentrated. Like the fucking hardest part that rock is going to hit is right here at the tip, at the very top, with the most explosive energy, which happens to be right on top of this fucking boat right here. Everyone on that boat is smashed into fucking like a can of tuna fish. That's terrible. And everyone on this boat is probably full of holes because of all the shards of rock that exploded and shot through the boat. Yeah, there's no way, dude. That's fucking insane. Where was this at? Brazil?
Just play again, will you? It skipped for some reason that time for me. Whoa, yeah, that's crazy. That's very, very
I wish the
unfortunate.
fucking video kept going. They didn't cut it off right then. Like, show me like 15 seconds afterwards, too. Whatever. It's fine. Never see what you want to see. You only see what you get, right? God damn. Man, you guys made me get too drunk for this shit. I was all ready to have like
me and you.
A nice fucking not so drunk chat where we have fun. You made me get all drunk and serious.
I tried to keep it light for you. It just didn't fucking pan out.
No, it's all me. I'm
yep,
kind of
you
an
fucked
asshole.
it right up, bro.
Yep.
You wouldn't let anybody fucking talk. You kept accusing us of over talking, but wouldn't let us have a fucking moment to interject. You got all butthurt and weird about shit. Like, it doesn't matter. You can't fuck it up, bro.
No, I did.
But I do appreciate the fucking invite, and I tried to co-host you the best I could.
I appreciate you showing up, and I'm sorry that I gave you an orange pill or a blue pill. Would you take the orange pill?
I don't know what that means. I think fucking Ray fell asleep.
Ray. Oh, Ray Root.
I swear, I heard some dukishness going on over there a minute ago.
Hold on, let's try this. We'll duke him out. Not alarm.com. I just want an alarm. Ah! Again, not .com.
Oh, he's gone. He just left the chat, I guess.
Oh, I couldn't get there in time. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, like I said, Angry said he had to roll at 12:34. That was about
Jet
10
fuel
minutes
does
ago.
not melt rocks. I don't care what you say.
Mm-hmm.
Or steel, for that matter.
Bro, speaking of rocks,
what are your thoughts on 9/11? What are your thoughts on 9/11? You're a little bit younger than me, just barely. So you were what, like 17 when it happened?
Something like that, yeah. I don't know. It was the day that America changed for me. Fucking, I woke up that morning. I'd been partying with a buddy at his house, and fucking woke up like half drunk, just in time to get out there and see the fucking second plane hit. And I remember immediately, like, fucking gas lines started up, and just the immediate panic and fear, and everybody didn't know what was going on, and all the fucking surveillance state shit that the government passed after that, the freedoms they stole, and then watching videos like you showed the other night, whatever chat that was, a couple chats back, man. I always kind of wondered about that. It's like, what hand did our government play, and did they kind of fucking JFK us a little bit on this shit so that they could get those, they could steal those liberties from us and have America fucking chanting, yeah, do it. But, yeah, it's a real sad story. I mean, a lot of people know somebody that was lost that day. And now for the fucking left to be claiming that this quote-unquote soft-ass insurrection that happened was as bad as 9/11 or fucking...
well, it's just because everyone who believes
disgusting.
that's just because everyone who believes that wasn't alive at the time and doesn't even know what the fuck they're talking about when they agree to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just so disgusting, and it just, you know what I mean, to even think that you can somehow compare the lives of thousands of Americans that were lost in a single act to just some people protesting that day, and some people were assholes and did some stupid shit like damage some property and
Do you think
whatever
that it was
else. But
perpetrated by 13 hijackers?
no,
Do you think that those
No.
buildings fell at free fall speed into their footprints without some
Nope.
sort of outside enabling factor?
no, I think it's just like that video sums up. The shit wasn't allowed to happen; it was made to happen by design.
Do you believe that a 737 can fit into a 20-foot wide hole in the side of the Pentagon?
No, because all that shit lines up perfectly with Rumsfeld talking about the fucking that missing trillions of dollars, and then perfectly that part of the fucking Pentagon gets destroyed. So, I think it was all about control and misinformation, misdirection.
Do you
And,
believe that an airplane that crashes will be spread out for 13 miles of debris, or does it usually happen in one spot?
I mean, it was pretty fucking high up, and they were going like over a couple 100 miles an hour. That one, your guess is as good as mine. Honestly, I really,
Well, so that one, right? The one that went down in Shanksville. I forget what flight it was off the top of my head right now. They say that the cockpit was taken over by people from the flight who knew what had happened on the ground and decided to do something about it and fight back. And them, in
I
the
remember
process
that.
of fighting back against the terrorists who had control of the plane at that point, the plane then lost control and crashed into the ground. However, the problem with that story is that there is a 13-mile or 15-mile or 50-mile, I can't remember, Flight 93, thank you, Damian Christ, like a huge trail of debris that would seem to me to indicate that there was some sort of in-flight collision or explosion that had happened that had made the airplane itself break apart in midair before hitting the ground. If there was merely a takeover of the cockpit, what the government story was that they said had happened, it actually happened, then all of the debris would be in one spot and then spread out from there, because there would be nothing that externally would have made the airplane explode or otherwise come apart.
That makes perfect logical sense. I 100% agree with you there. That makes so much more sense than something being spread out over 13 miles when the Earth, isn't like a downhill slide where that would make any sense that the debris would just keep going unchecked continuously. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't know where I was going with it. Like you said, none of that fucking makes any sense. So what are you insinuating that possibly that plane got took down by a missile? Air Force,
That's the
something.
theory, is that it was shot down. There was
a drone. Something happened.
I forget what the order is, but some sort of like a go hot order or like red order or whatever you want to call it, where they said like, hey, like if there's a flight that's unauthorized and they're not listening to commands, you have to shoot them down. And I think that's what happened.
And then America was lied to, and that lie was perpetuated.
The question is, so that one was destined for the White House, right? There was one that went into the Pentagon.
I forgot about that.
There was one that went into two that went into the Twin Towers, and there was one that was going to the White House or the Capitol. They're not sure which. The one that was headed in that direction, what if there was a miscommunication between the operations program that was running the thing that said like, hey, this is our destination, we got our dudes in place, we're going to do it, and then the other one that was like a defensive fucking program that says like, hey, we got to shoot these guys down, and they didn't communicate and they shot them down before they got to their destination. What if it had hit the White House? What if it had hit the Capitol? That's an insane thought. Like, it could have been so much worse than it was.
We wouldn't have even had to have lost the president or anybody super high up in the government. It would have been devastating, just as devastating as 9/11 was, but maybe worse.
Well, they weren't even there. If you remember George Bush, he was inside of a fucking schoolhouse at an elementary school reading a book to minority students or whatever it was at that time. And then his fucking secretary came up to him and whispered that a second plane hit the second building and we're under attack. and he just sat there and kept reading the book. There's that video. It's fucking eerie. And in reality, I think what would have happened is if that had actually happened, they would have said, your position is known. We are under attack. You might be a target. We have to move you now. Sorry, fucking story time's over. We're out of here. You know? But
they should have got him right onto Air Force One.
There's just so many things about 9/11 that don't add up on any level. And
no,
I do not accept the fucking official story. I'm glad that you don't either.
No. Sometimes you got to think outside the box. And my dad always said, if you can dream it up, that it's possible. It's a reality. Meaning, like, and that was this completely out of context. That was on the idea of like invention. If you come up with an invention, guess what? Somebody's out there probably already working on it or has invented that item already today. It's very slim chances that you thought of a brand new thing. And I think this is much the same. That's like, dude, if you can Imagineer this shit, there's a pretty good probability that it's possible.
Hey. Well, now that I'm drunk enough to talk 9/11 to everybody, I think it might be time to end this. It's almost 3 hours in now. The Rittenhouse Rye has run its course through my veins, and I feel a trip to the bathroom coming. So rather than doing it on air like Matt likes to do, I'll go ahead and keep holding it for just a minute while I say goodbye to everybody. Whoa, slipped off the thing.
Tack rice it up.
No, I made some Detroit Motor City pizza earlier.
Sounds good,
dude. Try it. They have it at Walmart, and I think they have it at Costco too. So if you shop at either of those places, look out for the Motor City pizza.
Fuck yes,
fucking delicious. Deep dish pizza at home. I'm not sponsored. I just like it. Maybe I should be. I should contact them and tell them to give me some money for all my fucking shit.
Bro, you could make a cooking video.
I've tried. No one watched my soup video.
No, I'm a gun person. I come here for gun content, but it's okay. It's like Matt. I've told him that it's like this is the shit I come here for every time he makes a gun video. But
yeah, it's got 306 views. If you want to learn how to make beer cheese soup, it's actually really good.
I liked your gun videos that you made where you were showing off your guns. It was just a little impromptu check this gun out video. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, I got to make some more of those. I got my Palmetto PA. I forget what they call it. ARV coming in.
AKV? Oh,
no, AR9? I didn't get the AKV. I got the ARV.
Yes, I want one of those. Those take what mags is that?
Scorpion mags, but they've also got their own version.
Yeah, so, those are like $18 for like a 35 round mag. And they had them in like plum and fucking all kind of different colors. Good God, I keep throwing cases everywhere.
So I'm pretty excited to get that and throw a cool trigger in it and throw a red dot on top and call it good. What's that?
How much that set you back?
Oh, 800 and something doll hairs.
That sounds pretty good.
A fair amount of doll hairs.
I mean, dude, that's like the cost of a decent weapon these days. When you build, like when you go through PSA, that's the cost of like you got something pretty nice. Not like a piece of shit. Not really. They don't sell pieces of shit, but you know what I'm saying. Like they have the $500 specials,
right?
And that's why I'm like, no, I prefer like the $800 stuff. Like let's get the good barrel, maybe like a premium bolt carrier, that kind of thing. Get the better handguard. Or
well, I mean they had like a cheaper version that was basically the same thing, but instead of using the CZ mags, it uses the Glock mags.
Oh, there you go. That's what I was wondering.
And I don't know, man. Like, there's something about the look of those with the angle of the magazine and everything with it. It just kind of something doesn't look right about it. And while they are a little bit cheaper, I'd almost be willing to pay more just for the different look, almost, which is kind of call it what you call it. But if you're not going to buy something, if you're going to spend that kind of money on something that you don't really like aesthetically, then you're never going to be happy with it. You know what I mean?
Did you see the banana colored mags that they were making for that CZ Scorpion mag that they've got of their own in-house?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So they make them in like plum and fucking OD green and black and gray and all these different cool colors you can get. But they also made ones where it was like the Chiquita banana, and they even had like a mag coupled version of that shit. It was awesome. So you'd have like 70 rounds in a mag coupler with two of those fucking banana AR9 mags. Like so they're fucking banana yellow. It was kind of far out, man.
I missed some super chats. HBO Matt drops in $2. Said, about to go through Vale from West, finally open. Dude, I-70 has been such a bitch. I drove to Vegas and back. God, it was early last year, like February-ish, March-ish. I forget when I drove to Vegas. And usually from where I live to Vegas is like 8-10 hours, you know? And because I-70 was closed, it was an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 hours extra that it took. Oh my God, dude. Coming back, I almost died. Like it was
Why
bad.
did they close I-70?
There was a big mudslide that happened, and it rained a bunch, and then a mudslide happened, and it slid over the highway, and it made it impassable, and then they had to get equipment out there, and they kept it closed way longer than they needed to, you know what I mean? And I actually found out later it was technically open, even though if you like Google Mapped, hey, I want to go from here to here, like I did, and then just trusted your Google Map, it will tell you where to go. It will take you around it. But if you were just driving on I-70, there was a way to get through, apparently. So, whatever.
Makes sense, like a detour.
Should have just done it, but I didn't want to get fucking caught up with an extra 2-hour detour because I tried it and it didn't work, you know?
No, I agree. That's always sketchy to take the detour. Like, you know, run the risk of running out of gas or getting lost or some shit.
Shout out to Night Strike Camel Toe Reduction GoFundMe. Is that really a thing? Oh my God, dude. Is that really a thing?
No, people are making it a thing.
Oh my God. Someone should make it a thing. And then find a way to like email Night Strike so that he can fucking confirm that he's the recipient of the money. And make it a big enough amount of money so that he's not going to be like, I'm not going to take that for a fuck you guys. It's like, yeah, I'll take that money. Okay, fine.
$50,000.
No, but if it was like $500 in an account, right? Night Strike would be like, fine, I'll get my camel toe reduction GoFundMe money. And then we could hold that $500 over his head for the rest of his life. It's almost money well spent, if you ask me. Someone should put that
the dress thing. Every time anyone's ever brought up that dress, he's like, I said it never arrived. Okay.
I shipped it to the address that he provided. He told me the address. I wrote it down. I confirmed the address that he said. I filled out the fucking thing. I paid for it, and they sent it to him. I never touched a dress. I gave them, I think it was like $50 to send him a dress, and he never got it. So,
did you at least Bill Clinton all over the dress before you sent it?
Didn't even have a chance.
Damn.
I should have. Should have
had
like
it
the
shipped to me part first. Of sending someone a blue dress. You'll put a little piece of yourself onto it.
And Daniel dropped in $2. Said, "What stabilizing brace did you get?" I have to look at it. Hold on.
SBA 3. SBA 4. Was it the CAC blade?
SBA 3 is the one I got.
That's the first one I said. I like that brace. It's a nice brace, but
it's better than the CAC.
Like the CAC, I kind of want to SBR everything that has that brace on it. Even as nice as that brace is, I still kind of want to SBR everything.
Like the CAC is fine. It's just you can tell it's the cheapest version of that. At least the SBA 3, it looks like, oh, that actually, you know, you spend a little bit of money on it. It's maybe a little bit nicer of a piece or whatever, you know.
The CAC's not that much cheaper though. That's the thing, because you have to buy that fucking CAC pistol tube to go with it. And then if you end up buying like a fucking what is it, that inflate adapter for where the next to the castle nut there, you know, for the QD socket that people get suckered into when they do that, it's like, dude, you could have just had that SBA 3. You see what I'm saying?
You don't have to buy the CAC tube. You can just fucking buy the CAC brace and crank it down.
I had one and it fucking raped my buddy's
yeah, it'll rape your tube. It'll rape your tube.
Yeah, it fucking completely slid off there, even though that thing was all the way cranked down. Like we were shooting it, and all of a sudden it was just like all the way down the side of it.
I mean, I will say the one CAC brace that I have, I did buy the CAC tube for it and spent the extra money. I don't know. When I bought it, I forget who I got it from. I think it was PSA. They shipped it to me with a regular tube and the CAC brace. So they didn't actually, like, they shipped it to me with the wrong tube on it, and I had to order the fucking right tube to go on it to fucking fix the problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you just crank it down on a regular tube and never move it, it generally stays there pretty well. Just saying. Anyway, we've been going 3 hours now, so I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight to everybody. Thank you for showing up tonight. Go ahead.
You forgot to talk about Alabama before you.
Oh, Alabama. And there's only 2 people here. 3 hours in. This will be the biggest payoff for the night for the channel ever.
Oh shit! I just fucked you, bro. You're gonna have to for every 27.50.
You fucked me out of $90. I mean, it would have,
That's like 3 shots.
$180 is what it should be if I was by myself.
God
So it should be
damn.
$90. We're waiting for my $90 super
Yeah,
chat.
let's see if this cash cow comes in, and then we'll end it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm glad I fucking thought of that, though. Honestly,
That was
just give it a
genius.
minute.
I don't think we've talked about fucking Alabama this whole night.
No,
Right.
got to talk about Bammer. Good old dude. That Yankee story where he's like he fucking didn't turn into a werewolf defensively. If you know what I'm saying. The moon may have been involved. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. What does Yankee have to howl at the moon so he doesn't turn into a werewolf?
It was so he didn't have to shoot somebody.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. Have a good night. Love your
You too.
faces. Thanks for showing up.
Hey,
Peace
thanks
out.
for having me.
We'll be back tomorrow night for the Gay Frog chat. Yeah, we are here for the Gay Frog chat.
The best chat on the internet. God damn it, boys! You better show up.
That is right. You shall listen to this excited southerner as he tells you what you shall do with your life. Yes. Anyway, love you guys. Peace out.